This young man is a rich young master, but he works at a construction site to make a living. Goo-jun doesn't want to inherit his family's fortune. He wants to be self-reliant. His mother is worried about Goo-jun, so she spent some money to hire a private detective to find out his whereabouts. Goo-jun, who doesn't know anything, is still working very hard. The construction supervisor also praised Goo-jun. After finishing the job, Goo-jun walked through the bustling crowd with his smelly body. Everyone looked at him with disdain and avoided him. Suddenly, a car came from somewhere at high speed. Because the car's brakes failed, the driver crashed into a fruit stall on the side of the road. A bouquet of flowers accidentally fell into Goo-jun's hands. The flower delivery man had to clean up the mess here, so he hoped that Goo-jun could help him deliver the wedding bouquet. Goo-jun hesitated for a moment and finally agreed to help the flower delivery man. When Goo-jun arrived, the moment the door opened, seeing the beautiful bride made Goo-jun's heart beat faster. He was stunned for a moment and then walked towards the bride. However, when she saw his dirty appearance, the bride covered her nose with her hand. Seeing this, Goo-jun deliberately walked straight towards the bride. Because he was too scared, Ra-Ra accidentally punched Goo-jun, causing his nose to bleed. Seeing this, Ra-Ra quickly apologized and helped him wipe away the blood, but she was not careful and he let the blood fall on her wedding dress. The wedding had not yet started, but everything was gradually becoming chaotic. Ra-Ra could not help but cry. Goo-jun hurriedly stopped Ra-Ra, who was crying. Then he quickly took the tools to deal with the blood stains on her wedding dress. He quickly dealt with the stains on the wedding dress. Then the wedding was about to begin. Ra-Ra turned back to thank and say goodbye to Goo-jun. He couldn't bear it, so he reluctantly said no. But life was not what Goo-jun thought. This is the fate of two chaebols. Because Ra-Ra is also the daughter of a wealthy family, her mother passed away right after giving birth to her. She grew up being pampered by her father. She was also very obedient and listened to him. Not only had Ra-Ra persisted in her passion for the piano for nearly 20 years, but her father had even arranged this wedding for her out of the blue. Ra-Ra didn't think much about it and happily agreed. Ra-Ra's future mother-in-law had her eye on the Ra-Ra family's assets. In order to receive a hospital as a dowry, although Ra-Ra's future mother-in-law didn't like Ra-Ra's straightforward personality, she still had to give in. Today was Ra-Ra's wedding. She entered the wedding hall to wait for her father to arrive, but Ra-Ra had already arrived, but she still hadn't seen her father. Just as Ra-Ra's father was about to enter the wedding hall, he received a phone call informing him that the company had gone bankrupt. He immediately had a heart attack and fainted on the spot. Ra-Ra's future mother-in-law in the wedding hall heard the news outside and immediately changed her attitude. She thought that the fortune had disappeared and Ra-Ra was no longer a rich young lady. After thinking for a while in front of the guests, she decided to drag her son away from the wedding. The guests present were all stunned by this scene. The wedding was the most beautiful day in a woman's life, but for Ra-Ra, this day was the day she lost everything. Her father passed away, her mother-in-law dragged her husband away, and all the property in the house was confiscated. Ra-Ra was extremely heartbroken. Her father's secretary told Ra-Ra that she needed to stay away for a while because the creditors were looking for her everywhere. After saying that, the secretary gave Ra-Ra a bag of money in her old car. The secretary told Ra-Ra to take good care of herself. That night, Ra-Ra sneaked home. Her villa had been auctioned, and the piano and other items inevitably became auction items. Ra-Ra cried while playing the piano, the sad notes coming from her fingers. On the other side, two strong men wanted to break into Goo-jun's residence. Goo-jun climbed down to the first floor using the fire escape. At this moment, Goo-jun went outside Ra-Ra's house and heard the soul-stirring piano music, which moved him to tears. Goo-jun had no home to return to, but he found a place he could go to on the billboard at the bus stop, which was Un-po, a city full of dreams and romance. Dr. Cha had also finished packing his luggage to say goodbye to his wife. In the place where the sea and sky were blue, Jung-nam and his mother were enjoying their leisurely days. Ra-Ra called her fiancé, but his mother turned off her phone. Jung-nam didn't dare to say anything either. Unable to ask anyone to help Ra-Ra, she had no choice but to rent a house herself. She quickly signed a rental contract with the broker. Ra-Ra used the 100 million won the secretary gave her to pay the entire rent. After Ra-Ra moved into her new house, she saw a nickname, Dudu Sol Sol Lala Sol. This person left a comment under her social media account. This person told Ra-Ra that if she felt lonely, she could go to the city in the picture. A month later, a real estate agent suddenly came to see the house. Only then did Ra-Ra realize that she had been scammed. After Ra-Ra ran to the door of the intermediary agency that she had signed the contract with, she discovered that a group of people had already surrounded the place. Ra-Ra was confused and took out the contract to ask the woman next to her what had happened. The woman told her that this contract was not signed directly with the homeowner. Now everyone had to live on the street. Because Ra-Ra had suffered a series of blows, she carried her little dog to her parents' grave. She told her parents how much she missed them. When Ra-Ra was so hungry, she even tasted the dog food, but the taste was really hard to swallow. Suddenly, she remembered the person who left her a message. A thought flashed through Ra-Ra's mind. It was very possible that this person was someone she knew. This was the only person Ra-Ra could rely on right now. So Ra-Ra took the little dog and drove to Un-po city in the photo. On the way to the city, the little dog Mimi suddenly showed strange behavior. Ra-Ra anxiously turned around and petted it. Almost hitting Goo-jun, who was cycling, she quickly changed the direction of the car, but still caused Goo-jun to fall. Ra-Ra also fainted from the collision. Goo-jun stood up to check on the owner of the car. He was surprised to find that the person behind the wheel was Ra-Ra. Ra. A moment later, an ambulance arrived to take Ra-Ra and Goo-jun to the hospital. Coincidentally, the attending physician was Dr. Cha. He had just transferred to Yunpo not long ago. Goo-jun roughly treated the wound, then hurriedly went to the ward to check on Ra-Ra. After waking up, Ra-Ra found that her 2 hands were bandaged like a mummy. While Ra-Ra was still grieving, she saw the person she had met for the second time, Goo-jun. He told her that her little dog Mimi was undergoing surgery. Ra-Ra was both happy and sad, tears rolling down her cheeks. Goo-jun gently wiped her tears. Then Dr. Cha told Ra-Ra that her left hand was the most seriously injured. She had to wear a cast for 3 weeks. At night, Ra-Ra originally planned to find someone to help her. Unexpectedly, the other person went on a business trip. Ra-Ra helplessly collapsed and cried. Goo-jun reluctantly took out a tissue to wipe Ra-Ra's face, but then she remembered something. Ra-Ra asked Goo-jun why he was with her. Goo-jun said he came here to get compensation. He only asked for a small amount of money. Goo-jun only needed a bicycle and compensation for mental damage, but he didn't expect Ra-Ra to have any money left, and she even wanted to borrow money from him. Goo-jun took Ra-Ra back to the hospital room and intended to go home, but Ra-Ra had a lot of things waiting for him to do. Ra-Ra asked Goo-jun to get her some water, pull the curtains, and lift the mattress for her. Ra-Ra also asked Goo-jun to stay in the hospital room with her. In the end, he had to spread out a mat and sleep next to her bed. The next morning, a little girl moved into the hospital room. The girl's mother smiled and asked about the relationship between Goo-jun and Ra-Ra. Only then did the two realize that they were not lovers or siblings, but an awkward relationship between a creditor and a debtor. Dr. Cha came to examine the girl again. The girl's mother was worried that her injured finger would affect her piano playing. Ra-Ra heard this and realized that they were in the same profession, so Ra-Ra planned to perform an air piano performance for her. However, she injured her arm, so she looked like a zombie playing. Goo-jun had no choice but to interrupt Ra-Ra's exciting performance. Later, Doctor also came to check on her recovery. Ra-Ra complained that she couldn't sleep. The nurse and Goo-jun stood to the side listening. They immediately remembered her snoring in the afternoon and were speechless. The dog Mimi's surgery was a success. The veterinarian asked Goo-jun to pay a large sum of money. Ra-Ra had a habit of owing a lot of money, so she smiled and told Goo-jun to pay her first. When Ra-Ra was discharged from the hospital, she would sell her car to pay the money. The girl's mother in the next bed thought to herself that Ra-Ra was cheating Goo-jun out of love and money. On the other side, Jong-nam went to Sion to ask about Ra-Ra's condition. Sion calmly said that he didn't need to worry. Ra-Ra was much stronger than he thought. Meanwhile, Ra-Ra was being fed by Goo-jun. She ate and drank with great satisfaction. After that, Ra-Ra kept asking Goo-jun to get her ice cream, juice, salad of course. All of these things were recorded as debts. Goo-jun was defeated by Ra-Ra. He could only take on part-time jobs to support her. Beauty salons, Korean food stores. Goo-jun were everywhere. After work, Goo-jun went home. Ha-jung, who liked him, came to find him again. She asked Goo-jun with concern. At the same time, Ha-jung took out a flyer recruiting part-time workers. It said that if you work for 3 days and 2 nights, you can get 500,000 won. Goo-jun needed to earn money urgently to support Ra-Ra, so he was very excited when he heard that. After 2 days, Ra-Ra could not contact Goo-jun and was extremely worried. The mother of the girl in the bed next to her speculated that he might have run away from Ra-Ra. Ra-Ra was also scared when she heard that. The mother analyzed that just by looking at Ra-Ra, she knew that Ra-Ra had not paid. Goo-jun must have been afraid that she would continue to borrow money from him, so he ran away first. Ra-Ra heard that and her eyes welled up with tears, but the mother suddenly burst out laughing and said she was just teasing Ra-Ra. Ra-Ra was really too naive. Ra-Ra was walking around the hospital when she saw a band performing. One of them was playing the piano. Sarah remembered what her music teacher Go Mi-soo had told her. When Ra-Ra was in pain, she should play the piano, and she would gain unimaginable power from music. At that time, Goo-jun was trapped in a multi-level marketing organization. He stood up to leave, but a scuffle broke out with the security guards. In the end, Goo-jun was dragged away by them. Ra-Ra sat alone on the hospital bed. Today, the girl in the same room was also discharged. Ra-Ra really wanted to see Goo-jun, but he was nowhere to be seen. Suddenly, her scalp felt itchy, so she tried to raise her arm to scratch her head. But in her carelessness, Ra-Ra dropped the cup of water on the ground. She wanted to get out of bed to get a glass of water, but slipped and fell to the ground. The feeling of pain and grievance made Ra-Ra upset and burst into tears. Dr. Cha heard the sound and rushed over to ask why Ra-Ra was crying. Ra-Ra just choked up and said that her hair was so itchy that she couldn't scratch it, so he had to help her. Ra-Ra cried and showed her how to scratch it, making Dr. Cha laugh. At that moment, Goo-jun, who had luckily escaped from the multi-level marketing organization, also arrived. Seeing the scene in front of him, he was very angry. He rushed in, picked Ra-Ra up, and took her to the top of the mountain. Below them was a very colorful night view of the city. Ra-Ra suddenly felt much better. She also gradually opened up to Goo-jun. Ra-Ra said the reason she couldn't have a wedding was because her father went bankrupt and her family couldn't meet the material requirements of her future husband's family. Her fiancé ran away. Goo-jun couldn't believe that Ra-Ra almost married such a bastard. Ra-Ra replied that she had always followed her father's arrangements. Goo-jun felt that she was so stupid, but he also understood that Ra-Ra had no place to live now. The two went to the hair salon. Goo-jun carefully washed Ra-Ra's hair. She lay on her back and looked at Goo-jun's face. Ra-Ra honestly said that Goo-jun's nose and eyes were very beautiful. He was handsome all over. Goo-jun shyly picked up a towel to cover her face. After a while, the plaster on Ra-Ra's right hand was removed. At the same time, she was discharged from the hospital. Goo-jun promised to help her find a house. Ra-Ra went with her to Goo-jun's workplace. They planned to go home together after Goo-jun got off work, but Ra-Ra kept staring at Goo-jun, making it really difficult for him to concentrate on his work. So he gave Ra-Ra the address of the hair salon near his house and told her to wait there. When Sarah came to the shop, she coincidentally met Dr. Cha. She dropped the paper in her hand and was picked up by Dr. Cha. When Dr. Cha saw the address on it, he suddenly remembered that Ra-Ra had said that she was homeless now, but now Ra-Ra suddenly had a home address. This made Dr. Cha suspicious. The place Goo-jun showed Ra-Ra was near Ha-jung's mother's hair salon. She entered the salon. The owner, Suk-kyung, saw Ra-Ra wearing designer clothes and thought she was meeting a rich customer. When Ra-Ra said she had no money, Suk-kyung generously said that Ra-Ra might owe money, so Ra-Ra was tricked into getting her hair done in her sleep. The new hairstyle was actually quite good. Ra-Ra's new look also overwhelmed Ha-jung, but Ra-Ra's act of owing money made Ha-jung uncomfortable. Ha-jung asked Ra-Ra why you lied to my poor mother. Luckily, Goo-jun arrived in time to rescue Ra-Ra. The two of them went to the side of the hair salon. This was Goo-jun's house, but there was only one bed in the room. Hearing Goo-jun say that the two of them would sleep together, Ra-Ra was suddenly bewildered, but luckily he was just joking. Ra-Ra was surprised that he could live in a place like this. Later, Goo-jun was washing his hair in the bathroom when he discovered that the water was gone again, so he asked Ra-Ra to bring him mineral water, but she had already fallen asleep. Goo-jun had no choice but to go get the water without wearing a shirt, but he accidentally dropped the bottle of water under the bed, so Goo-jun had to climb over Ra-Ra to get it. In the end, Goo-jun still woke her up and her scream immediately echoed throughout the night sky. At this time, Dr. Cha came here. Ha-jung also burst through the door. They saw Goo-jun shirtless and Ra-Ra right next to him. The two people on the bed were embarrassed and couldn't explain. Ha-jung thought they were going to sleep together. After a while of noise, the four of them finally sat down and talked properly. Ha-jung likes Goo-jun, so she can't stand them living in the same house. She suggests that Ra-Ra move into her house. The two girls will live together. Ha-jung pulls Ra-Ra's suitcase with all her might to help Ra-Ra move. On the way, Ra-Ra hears Ha-jung say that the house Goo-jun is living in used to belong to an old man. When he had an accident on the road and was about to die, Goo-jun helped him. To express his gratitude, the old man gave the house to Goo-jun. At this time, Dr. Cha talked to Goo-jun and knew that Ra-Ra and Goo-jun had known each other since her wedding. Goo-jun also knew that Ra-Ra was having a hard time, so he helped her. Suk-kyung was very unhappy that his daughter was bringing a burden back. Ra-Ra was very optimistic and said that she couldn't afford to pay the rent right now, but she would go out and find a job as soon as she recovered from her injury. Suk-kyung just felt that Ra-Ra wanted to stay in their house. Suk-kyung said Ra-Ra was like a parasite. Ra-Ra remembered the image of parasites in movies and their disgusting appearance. Ra-Ra's eyes were red and she felt sorry and ran out. Dr. Cha and Goo-jun heard the news and hurriedly went to find her. At this time, Ra-Ra was sitting on the steps, bored. She dreamed of her own starry sky. Suddenly, a bright star flew towards Ra-Ra. It was Goo-jun riding his bike closer. Ra-Ra excitedly jumped into his arms and said she couldn't leave Goo-jun because he was the only one willing to lend her money. Goo-jun originally thought Ra-Ra was confessing, but in the end, he was disappointed. Then he took her to Suk-kyung's house. Goo-jun promised to pay the rent for Ra-Ra, so Ra-Ra asked for a separate bedroom. In the living room, Ha-jung found pictures of Ra-Ra showing off her wealth on social media, so Ha-jung thought Ra-Ra really had money, but Suk-kyung objected and thought that maybe Ra-Ra just took the photos to fool everyone. But Goo-jun confirmed that Ra-Ra was a simple-minded person. The things Ra-Ra posted online were not lies. Thanks to that, Goo-jun was able to dispel Ha-jung and her mother's suspicions. After entering the bedroom, Ra-Ra remained silent. The three people were worried that something big was going to happen to her, so they thought it was foolish to eavesdrop for a while, but there was no result, so they decided to break into the bedroom to check. Unexpectedly, Ra-Ra was already sleeping soundly. Suk-kyung was really speechless. The family had such a big problem, but Ra-Ra was still able to sleep. Ra-Ra just dreamily said that she was under too much pressure and that she needed to think of a way to pay. After that, Ra-Ra quickly went back to sleep. The next morning, Ra-Ra dreamed that Mi-suk had been very strict with her before. Mi-suk told Ra-Ra that the hardships Ra-Ra had endured while practicing the piano would become a gift for her life in the future. Ra-Ra was inspired and decided to become a piano teacher, but Ra-Ra had to eat a full meal to have the energy to work. She was about to have breakfast when she had trouble with her messy hair. Ha-jung couldn't stand it anymore, so she just used a few movements to tie Ra-Ra's hair into a bun. Then she shyly accepted Ra-Ra's compliment. After praising Ha-jung, Ra-Ra turned to praise Suk-kyung. Ra-Ra praised Suk-kyung for her delicious cooking. Loved being complimented like that. Suk-kyung wanted to make more delicious dishes for Ra-Ra to eat. Ra-Ra had excellent education and a cheerful personality, so she easily got a job as a piano teacher. Ra-Ra returned to the hair salon to tell Suk-kyung the good news. This also attracted the attention of the customers who came to get their hair done. They heard about Ra-Ra's tragic life. Everyone thought her father's secretary had a problem, but Ra-Ra believed that the secretary was a good person. Unfortunately, Ra-Ra was disappointed because now the secretary was comfortably sitting on the yacht enjoying the company president's treatment. At this time, Yoon-shil was looking for Goo-jun. The person who went to hunt down Goo-jun earlier was also sent by her. Yoon-shil heard that Goo-jun had gone to another city, so she threw a wad of money to this person. Yoon-shil told him to find Goo-jun before the director director returned to the country. Otherwise, she would not forgive this man. On the other side, Ra-Ra flipped to the photo of Goo-jun and his friend. Goo-jun was very angry when he found out, but Goo-jun saw Ra-Ra's grievance and couldn't bear to scold her, so he had to change the topic. As soon as Goo-jun mentioned that Ra-Ra had a job, she immediately smugly thanked the heavens for not cutting off her way of life. Doc Cha's ex-wife was talking to a friend about the reason why they divorced. The other party joked that Doc Cha might have a terminal illness. Unexpectedly, Dr. Cha and faraway Eunpo actually had to take medicine. He even lied to the nurse that it was just vitamins. Goo-jun went out to work. Ra-Ra disguised herself to follow him. Goo-jun worked at a cosmetics store and Ra-Ra went to try it. Then he went to a western restaurant and Ra-Ra also sat there waiting. Ra-Ra also met Ha-jong and Songji who came to visit Goo-jun. The three of them had nothing to do and stared at Goo-jun while eating. They guessed Goo-jun's major in college. They found out that he was very good at math, sports and foreign languages. Unexpectedly, Goo-jun said that he only graduated from middle school. Mimi was discharged from the hospital but Suk-kyung was allergic to dogs, so Goo-jun had to take Mimi home to raise. Ra-Ra couldn't bear to leave the puppy behind, so she followed Goo-jun home. Goo-jun was worried that Ra-Ra wouldn't be safe walking alone at night, so he took her back to Suk-kyung's house. Ra-Ra mumbled that it would be great if Goo-jun's house had 2 rooms. Then she could see Mimi every day. Goo-jun really paid attention to what she said. After returning home, he started drawing a blueprint for the room. Finally, the plaster on Ra-Ra's left hand was removed. Dr. Cha told Ra-Ra not to overuse her left hand. Ra-Ra happily ran to Goo-jun's house, intending to tell him the good news that she had recovered. As soon as she entered, Ra-Ra saw that Mimi had wet the bed. The two had to take the bed sheets to the laundry. While waiting, Ra-Ra said that she didn't like playing the piano before, but when she lost the piano, Ra-Ra missed it strangely. Goo-jun explained that piano had been with Ra-Ra for more than 20 years. Those days had made Ra-Ra who she was now. Ra-Ra stared at Goo-jun's face, as if enlightened. Suk-kyung saw that Ra-Ra's hand was healed, so she took her and Goo-jun to the public piano. Suk-kyung wanted to see Ra-Ra perform, but when Ra-Ra played, she felt a little pain in her fingers, and it wasn't as she wanted. Dr. Cha happened to pass by. He thought to himself that he had clearly told her not to use too much force on her left hand. Goo-jun also noticed that Ra-Ra was uncomfortable, so he stopped her. After that, Ra-Ra came here every night to play the piano. Goo-jun couldn't bear it, so he secretly followed Ra-Ra. He planned to save money to buy her a piano. That night, Goo-jun had just finished work when he received a notice that he had to work overtime temporarily, so he couldn't secretly follow Ra-Ra to protect her playing the piano at night. At this time, an old man pushing a cart of scrap metal came. Ra-Ra saw this and was afraid that he had bad intentions, so she quickly ran away. But the old man only told Ra-Ra to play the Maiden's Prayer, so one played the piano and the other enjoyed it. Both of them were very happy. He remembered that his wife loved this piano piece the most before, and tears fell again. Ra-Ra was also moved to tears because this was the first time someone cried after listening to her performance. Ra-Ra shared this joy with Goo-jun. He invited her to his house tomorrow. He had a surprise for her. After the call ended, the two of them looked up at the starry sky above and smiled happily. At this time, Dr. Cha walked closer to Goo-jun. Goo-jun remembered that he often saw Dr. Cha at work, so he suspected that Dr. Cha was following him. Dr. Cha realized that Goo-jun seemed to be avoiding someone. The next day was Ra-Ra's first day at work. Ra-Ra dressed neatly and happily went to piano class, but she heard that the other party had stopped recruiting teachers. Ra-Ra immediately felt extremely disappointed. Ra-Ra felt that she no longer had the face to meet Goo-jun, but Goo-jun saw Ra-Ra hiding behind a phone booth. Ra-Ra was discovered, so she had to say that she lost her job and ran back to his house. But unexpectedly, Ra-Ra saw that she had her own room. Ra-Ra did not hesitate to praise Goo-jun and even wanted to run over and hug him. Seeing that, Goo-jun's cheeks turned red with embarrassment. At this time, someone brought a white piano. Ra-Ra thought that Goo-jun bought it for him, but after asking, Ra-Ra found out that it was given to her by her friend, Sol La Sol. Ra-Ra wondered how that person knew that she lived here, so Goo-jun followed her and wanted to ask for the sender's address. As for Ra-Ra, she was just happy and didn't care much. She decided that after meeting her, she would thank that friend properly. After returning to Suk-kyung's house, Ra-Ra told this story about the two of them. Ra-Ra also told the two of them about her plan to hold a piano class at Goo-jun's house. Ra-Ra would name that place Ra-Ra's Playground. On the opening day of Ra-Ra's Playground, Dr. Cha was invited to the hair salon early in the morning to get a haircut. Suk-kyung was immediately attracted to his handsome face and super masculine aura. When Suk-kyung cut his hair, she did it very carefully. She even took the initiative to make his hair more voluminous. At this time, Ha-young walked in and saw Dr. Cha. She told her mother that this person had been lurking at the hair salon. It turned out that Dr. Cha was worried about Ra-Ra, so he went to the hair salon according to the address on the note. When Suk-kyung heard what her daughter said, she thought that Dr. Cha liked her. This scared Dr. Cha and made him run away. Everyone dressed up to visit Ra-Ra's playground. The inside was newly decorated. Dr. Cha thanked Goo-jun for taking care of Ra-Ra. Dr. Cha also said that Goo-jun did it because he felt sorry for Ra-Ra. These words made Goo-jun no longer happy. Ra-Ra advertised her piano class to the neighbors. Not far away, a stranger in a suit and leather shoes was watching this place. It was unclear what this person's purpose was. After the opening ceremony, Goo-jun saw that Dr. Cha gave Ra-Ra a beautiful gift and became jealous. He angrily asked Ra-Ra to clean the house. Ra-Ra thought for a while and decided to sit down and play the song, I Like You. This song was like a confession, so Goo-jun couldn't stay angry, but listening to music while cleaning also made him feel full of energy. That night, Soo-kyung was walking in a dark alley and found someone following her. Soo-kyung was waiting at the corner, her hand holding a bag, preparing to deliver a fatal blow to the other person. Unexpectedly, Soo-kyung was hugged by Dr. Cha. It turned out that this was the only way for him to return home. He lived in the same building as Soo-kyung. On the other side, Ra-Ra was arranging her small room on the second floor. She told Goo-jun that the tea set she treasured was something her parents used before, and that she would use it with her husband in the future. Then Ra-Ra asked about Goo-jun's parents. After Ra-Ra found out that Goo-jun had no family, she smiled and said that he could consider her family. Goo-jun, who was shyly, said that he didn't want to be involved with anyone. Today was a nice day. Ra-Ra planned to go hand out flyers. She met Dr. Cha waiting for her in front of her house. The two of them went out together. Ra-Ra got close to the school and saw that most of the children had already signed up piano lessons. Only one boy took the initiative to come find her, but it was to receive a gift. Ra-Ra asked the teacher in charge of the taekwondo class and learned that recently, parents had a hobby of driving to pick up their children and letting their children learn everything in one building. Before that, Dr. Cha invited Ra-Ra to eat. She ate happily. At this time, Goo-jun called and was not happy to hear that Ra-Ra was with Dr. Cha. He hung up the phone. He had gone to the trouble of buying her lunch. Dr. Cha told Ra-Ra that he could treat her the same way Goo-jun did, but Ra-Ra said that she felt much more comfortable with Goo-jun. For example, if Goo-jun was sweeping the floor, she would comfortably sit and play the piano. But if Ra-Ra saw Dr. Cha working, she would notice his expression and stand up to help. Dr. Cha smiled helplessly. Then he asked Ra-Ra if she really knew Goo-jun. Meanwhile, in another development, a woman was jogging on the beach when she discovered a dead body. The police confirmed that the man had been dead for more than a month. The photo on his ID card was blurred, with only the word Jun at the end of his name remaining. Through the ID card number, the police realized that someone had reported him running away from home 6 months ago. Not long after, Yoon Shil received a call from the police. They said they had found a body that was believed to be her son. The police asked Yoon Shil to identify her son. On the other side, Ra-Ra was smiling and answering Dr. Cha. Although Ra-Ra knew that Goo-jun had many secrets, she never asked because he seemed very sad. Song-yi's mother was sitting in the hair salon and said that Goo-jun hated taking pictures. Goo-jun even deleted the video that Song-yi took of him playing basketball. Everyone guessed that Goo-jun might be a fugitive. At that time, Goo-jun was working in a cosmetic store when he looked in the mirror and found someone peeping at him. Goo-jun immediately became alert. Dr. Cha took Ra-Ra home and said that he would persistently invite her to dinner until she stopped being shy. Dr. Cha wanted Ra-Ra to be comfortable with him. After saying that, he left immediately without giving her a chance to reply. Then Ra-Ra saw the cosmetics set that Goo-jun left for her on the doorknob. Although Ra-Ra's antics had made Goo-jun impatient in the past, he always remembered that he had secretly helped her. Thinking of this, Ra-Ra felt very touched. The next day, Ha-jung did Ra-Ra's hair and makeup. Soo-kyung made her a delicious sandwich. So early in the morning, Ra-Ra was full of energy to go post ads. Ra-Ra was busy working until the sun set before returning home. Goo-jun was so touched by Ra-Ra's efforts that he gave her the tuition. Goo-jun became her first student. Ra-Ra was so touched that she turned to praise him and the dog Mimi. At this time, Dr. Cha also came to register. But when teaching, Ra-Ra discovered that Dr. Cha had lied to her. Apparently, he could play the piano. After the lesson, Dr. Cha told Goo-jun that from now on, he would take Ra-Ra back to Soo-kyung's house because he lived in the same building as them. Goo-jun was very depressed when he heard this. The next day, he had no spirit to work. When he got off work, he heard the sound of a piano at home. Goo-jun walked in with excitement and anticipation. He saw Ra-Ra coming to give him a kimbap. It was raining heavily that night, and the two of them stood in front of the door in the rain. Goo-jun found 2 umbrellas in the house, but after thinking carefully, he only took out one. He wanted to walk under an umbrella with Ra-Ra. Just as Goo-jun was about to take Ra-Ra home, Dr. Cha sent a text message saying that he would come after work and take Ra-Ra home. A moment later, a car horn sounded outside the door. Ra-Ra stood up to say goodbye to Goo-jun, and suddenly thunder rumbled. A man's voice also said goodbye in Goo-jun's head. Goo-jun panicked, shaking his head and stepping back. Then he hugged Ra-Ra and begged her not to leave. Ra-Ra patted Goo-jun's back and kept coaxing him that it was okay. Goo-jun told her to promise not to say goodbye next time she left. Ra-Ra was very worried when she saw Goo-jun like that. So while in Dr. Cha's car, Ra-Ra got out of the car and returned to Goo-jun's house. At this time, Goo-jun was playing the song Night in Dreams on the guitar. He was extremely surprised to see her come. Ra-Ra smiled sweetly and replied that she wanted to be by his side. She also said that she had a friend who once told her not to complain to others because that would only make others more upset. Ra-Ra thought that what her friend said was right and that she needed to fix that bad habit. Someone like her who couldn't even take care of herself. How could she have time to care about other people's business? But Ra-Ra hoped that Goo-jun could open his heart because that way she could help him share his sadness. The two sat on the bed and talked. Goo-jun just said that he had no dream. As for Ra-Ra, her eyes were as bright as stars. Ra-Ra said that her dream was to eat the best beef tenderloin. This made Goo-jun disdainful. Ra-Ra explained that dreams don't have to be big goals, but as long as someone has something they want to do, that's their dream. The two chatted happily. Not long after, Ra-Ra fell asleep. Goo-jun sat on the edge of the bed and looked at her intently with deep affection. After Ra-Ra woke up, she ate breakfast that was super to her liking. Goo-jun said that Ra-Ra was difficult to serve. serve, but he still prepared breakfast according to her request. At this time Goo-jin was helping the old man move things. Goo-jin smiled and looked very sweet. The old man also thought that Goo-jin was in love. This old man was the one who invited Ra-Ra to play the piano. He was talking to Goo-jin about the piano academy. Goo-jin also came up with the idea of growing kale and lettuce. These were essentials in Ra-Ra's own menu. The old man smiled and said that Goo-jin finally wanted to live here. On the other side, the wife of the director Yoon-shil chased after the police, anxiously, asking where her son was. She already knew that the corpse floating on the beach was not her son, but the police still hadn't found her son, who fell into the sea. Yoon-shil called Min-soo and angrily ordered him to go there immediately. In the hair salon, Kung and the group of customers also saw the news that someone had drowned on the beach. They sighed a bit and then started to enjoy their lives, listening to Ra-Ra's sweet music from the house next door. The women were frying kimchi, pancakes. At this time, Ra-Ra was attracted by the aroma of pancakes. Ra-Ra suddenly discovered that there was a door leading to the hair salon in the room. She rushed into the door and damaged the wallpaper of the hair salon. Suk-kyung was extremely heartbroken. Luckily, Ra-Ra had paid off her hairdressing debt many times so that she wouldn't be scolded by Suk-kyung. At this time, Ra-Ra's music academy welcomed the third student, the old man who had heard Ra-Ra play the Virgin's Prayer. He really wanted to learn to play that song. Ra-Ra knew that the old man's income was low, so she decided to teach him for free. Then Suk-kyung came to deliver kimchi pancakes. Only then did Ra-Ra know that the old man was the owner of this building. This made her so startled that she hiccuped. On the bus, male student Song-ji played a love song for Ha-jung to confess his love. He wanted Ha-jung to notice him, but after listening, Ha-jung decided to immediately confess to Goo-jin, making Song-ji extremely disappointed. On the other side, Dr. Cha went to the Western restaurant to confirm something with Goo-jin, but while they were talking, they were interrupted by a phone call. It turned out that Nurse Kim had come to find Dr. Cha. She was Dr. Cha's ex-wife. At first, Nurse Kim said some confusing words. Then she acted spoiled and asked Dr. Cha to invite her to dinner. Dr. Cha was very impatient and told her that he was very upset and then left. In the Ra-Ra playground, Goo-jin brought delicious food to Ra-Ra. Then he had to go back to work. Suddenly Ra-Ra asked Goo-jin why he bought 2 sets of the same skincare cream for her. He had clearly left 1 set on the doorknob yesterday. Goo-jin was startled and replied that he had not bought the set yesterday. At this time Nurse Kim chased Dr. Cha to the door of the Ra-Ra playground. Suk-kim was walking and saw a person wearing all branded clothes, so she thought that this person must be very rich. Nurse Kim also said that she came to get her hair done. Of course, Mrs. Suk-kyung immediately happily invited her into the shop. Suk-kyung enthusiastically treated Nurse Kim. Dok Cha practiced the piano in the next room. Ra-Ra discovered that Dok Cha played very well, and it seemed that she had nothing to teach him. But Ra-Ra remembered what the old man had said, that if you want to make money, you have to be ruthless. So Ra-Ra deliberately emphasized to Dr. Cha that he still had to pay the tuition. Of course, Dok Cha happily said that he would pay Ra-Ra's tuition. When Nurse Kim walked out of the shop with her strange hairstyle, Dok Cha and Ra-Ra had already gone to the restaurant where Goo-jin was working. Ha-jung and Sung-ji were also there. That's why there was a scene of 4 people sitting in line, staring at Goo-jin working. While they were talking, Dok Cha admitted that he had been divorced. Everyone was very surprised. Ha-jung even told Goo-jin about it. On the way home, Ha-jung wanted to express her feelings to Goo-jin, but Song-ji immediately interrupted Ha-jung. When Suk-kyung got home, she found a fresh flower basket in front of her house. Ha-jung told Ra-Ra that the flower basket might have been given to Ra-Ra by the person with the nickname Soul La La Soul, but Ra-Ra only went online and couldn't find any messages from the other party. Outside the apartment building, a strange man was staring at Ra-Ra's window. The next day, Ra-Ra went to distribute flyers and accidentally met Min-soo in front of a juice stall. Ra-Ra saw him staring at the piano advertisement, so she immediately recommended Ra-Ra playground. Ra-Ra also gave him a small gift from the conservatory. At this time, Min-soo received a call saying that she had news from Goo-jun. He was planning to go to Eunpo Station to find Goo-jun. When Ra-Ra saw that he wanted to go, she immediately thought that this student recruitment method had failed, so Ra-Ra wanted to get the gift back. The two of them started to argue. In the end, Min-soo was the one who won. He aggressively said that he would definitely come to her. Ra-Ra thought that she had successfully recruited the student, so she happily replied that the tuition fee was 100,000 won. As soon as Min-soo left, Goo-jun walked up to Ra-Ra. At Eunpo Station, Min-soo asked the news staff about Goo-jun. The staff remembered that Goo-jun had lost his ID card and refused to report it to the police, which made her feel very strange. At this time, Ra-Ra and Goo-jun went to the garage to park the car. This car was a gift from her father after Ra-Ra entered university, so the car she loved was named Juju. In the storage box, there was still a talisman that her father had paired for Ra-Ra. Although Ra-Ra was very reluctant, she still decided to sell the car to pay off her debt. At night, Ra-Ra slept in the car. She planned to spend one last night with her beloved car. Ha-jung also went out to sleep with Ra-Ra. The next day, when Ra-Ra was about to sign the car sale contract, Goo-jun stopped her. He said that she could slowly pay off the debt. Goo-jun took the opportunity to ask Ra-Ra to be his driver. Goo-jun also said that his dream was to have his own driver so that when he needed help, the driver would be there right away. Night gradually advised the two to go to a high place to enjoy the beauty of the city at night. Goo-jun said that the reason he did not let Ra-Ra sell the car was because it would be very painful for her to lose something precious. Then Goo-jun said that he used to have a very close friend, but that person had passed away. Goo-jun recalled the old memories with that friend and could not hold back his tears. Ra-Ra also sympathized and cried with him. The two people who were heartbroken suddenly looked at each other and stopped crying and laughed. The next day, Dr. Cha discovered that Ra-Ra did not sell the car. Suk-kyung said that it was Goo-jun's idea. During that time, he also received a simple hairstyle from Mrs. Suk-kyung. After Dr. Cha went to the children's hospital and looked at the group photo of Goo-jun with everyone, Jong-nam told Dr. Cha that this was the son of the hospital director. He was a high school student with excellent academic performance. Only then did Dr. Cha realize that Goo-jun was not the same age as Ra-Ra. On the other side, Goo-jun came to find Ra-Ra to measure her height. Ra-Ra was surprised and said that Goo-jun seemed to have grown taller. Can people grow taller after the age of 24? She hugged him and stood on her tiptoes to measure his height. Unexpectedly, Ra-Ra almost fell. Luckily, Goo-jun caught her. The distance between the two of them was shortened, creating a romantic atmosphere. Goo-jun couldn't help but bend down to kiss Ra-Ra, but Ra-Ra suddenly sneezed and hit Goo-jun's nose, causing him to have a nosebleed. Not long after, a handsome guy walked into the hair salon. Suk-kyung was fascinated when she saw this. This guy used to shop at the cosmetics store where Goo-jun worked. Several women were sitting on chairs happily looking at the handsome guy. At this moment, Ra-Ra slammed the door open, making a loud noise, startling the shop owner who was working there and cutting off a lot of the handsome guy's hair. Ra-Ra just wanted to come here to ask everyone, at what age will a boy stop growing? But Ra-Ra got the answer that height has nothing to do with age. That night, Mrs. Suk-kyung fell on the sofa, exhausted. She remembered the moment when the handsome guy had his hair cut badly and was scared. Luckily, the handsome guy didn't care. At this moment, the handsome guy was standing in front of the hair salon, dripping an unknown liquid on the doorknob and smiling wickedly. After everyone finished eating the food Ha-jung cooked, they made bags and other things for the fans of the Ra-Ra playground. Suk-kyung, who was standing next to her, thought that no one would join the piano course for the gifts. However, after Suk-kyung heard Ra-Ra say that Dr. Cha was also her student, Suk-kyung immediately said that the bag was really nice. Suk-kyung also wanted to learn piano with Ra-Ra. In the restaurant, Dr. Cha wanted to ask about Goo-jun's identity, but Dr. Cha didn't know how to ask. He could only ask next time. When Dr. Cha left, he forgot the medicine box. Goo-jun looked at the medicine box and suddenly remembered that the two of them had met once at Ra-Ra's music college graduation ceremony. That night after returning home, Goo-jun was still worried. He guessed that Dr. Cha probably knew his identity. The next day, Goo-jun took the initiative to find Dr. Cha. Sure enough, he knew a few things about Goo-jun. Dr. Cha also threatened Goo-jun that if I wasn't in a good mood, I might reveal your address to your parents. At the same time, Dr. Cha told Goo-jun to tell Ra-Ra that he was a high school student. Suk-kyung was about to open the door to the hair salon when her hand got stuck on the door latch. Ra-Ra discovered that there was glue on the doorknob. At this time, a handsome guy appeared, pretending to be a good student and wanting to learn piano with Ra-Ra. At the same time, he would pay extra to come to study every day. At that time, the old man went to piano class, so the handsome guy had to go home and come back another day. At the house next door, Suk-kyung's regular customers speculated that the glue might be a prank played by the kids who often hang around here. After Ra-Ra finished her piano lesson, she went to the cosmetics store to find Goo-jun but couldn't find him. She called him, but he didn't answer. At that time, Goo-jun was wandering on the street. He remembered the memories with his best friend. At that time, his best friend suggested that Goo-jun prepare a birthday cake for his father, but the two of them couldn't wait for his father, so they had to go home first. When the two of them said goodbye at the intersection, the best friend suddenly got into a car accident. Goo-jun was so heartbroken that he was in no mood to go to school anymore. When he went to take the exam, he only handed in a blank paper. His father found out that Goo-jun got a 0 on the exam and slapped him. The father indifferently said that it was just a friend who died. Why did Goo-jun collapse to this extent? Goo-jun still thought that his best friend's death was related to his family, but his father said that it was because his best friend was unlucky. His father also blamed his endurance for being too weak. He would not achieve anything in the future. Goo-jun was extremely disappointed with his father, so he left home. At this time, Ra-Ra finally found Goo-jun, but she discovered that he was planning to leave. Ra-Ra asked why Goo-jun wanted to leave. Goo-jun said that people were annoying. Ra-Ra thought that the person he was talking about was her, so she was very depressed. She returned to the Ra-Ra playground. Suddenly, Ra-Ra saw a boy hanging around in front of the door. It was the boy who asked for Ra-Ra's gift. The two of them sat on the steps. The boy said that he wanted to learn piano. The boy sat down in front of the piano and played a song he had heard outside the Ra-Ra playground. Ra-Ra was delighted to discover that the boy was a piano prodigy. The boy asked Ra-Ra why she played this song every time Goo-jun returned. Ra-Ra smiled and replied that she played this song to welcome Goo-jun, but he never noticed. The boy immediately argued that I was always outside the door listening to you play. At first, Goo-jun returned home in a sad mood, but after hearing the sound of the piano, he would immediately cheer up. Goo-jun went to the door to fix his hair. Then he would pretend that nothing happened and enter the house. Goo-jun was eavesdropping and accidentally made a noise, which was discovered by Ra-Ra. She stubbornly told him not to leave. He had to stay by her side because she hadn't paid him yet. Moreover, the plants still needed him to take care of. Goo-jin also smiled and said that he would give Ra-Ra a chance to pay. He wouldn't disappear. The two officially made peace. The atmosphere was extremely happy. After Goo-jin decided to stay by Ra-Ra's side, he went to find Dr. Cha again. Goo-jin already knew that Dr. Cha and Jung-nam were classmates. Ra-Ra didn't know this either. Dr. Cha was also deceiving Ra-Ra because he didn't want her to be separated from him. Now they both knew each other's secret, so Goo-jin hinted to Dr. Cha not to do anything too much. Dr. Cha should handle things well. After Goo-jin finished dealing with Dr. Cha, he called Ra-Ra. The two wished each other good night. After that, Goo-jin sang to lull her to sleep. The next day, Ra-Ra's playground was very crowded. Ra-Ra was teaching her puppy to play the piano. After a while, Dr. Cha came to invite Ra-Ra to eat together. Goo-jin was impatient and insisted on going along. Then Ha-jung and Song-ji followed like two little tails. The five of them sat outside eating ice cream. Ra-Ra invited Dr. Cha, Ha-jung and Song-ji to go with her to see Sol La La Son tomorrow. Dr. Cha had something to do and couldn't come. Goo-jin was very angry because he wasn't invited. Ra-Ra said that she didn't need to invite Goo-jin. Of course he had to come because Goo-jin was the one who lent Ra-Ra the most money. Goo-jin smiled happily. Early the next morning, Ha-jung put on Ra-Ra's makeup. Goo-jin also dressed very formally. At this time, Min-soo had entered the small supermarket at the transfer station. The supermarket owner told him that Goo-jin had saved Kim Man-bok. That day, Kim Man-bok had a relapse and fell to the ground. Goo-jin found medicine in his pocket and gave him medicine in time, thus avoiding tragedy. Min-soo also asked for Kim Man-bok's address through the owner. On the other side, Ra-Ra and the others were waiting warily at the meeting place. Handsome men and elegant women walked in through the door, but none of them were Sol La La Sol. At this time, a man walked in. Everyone was surprised to see him. Unexpectedly, the person who came was An Jong-ho, whose hair had been badly cut by Suk-kyung. Ra-Ra thought that Do Sun La La Sun was an acquaintance of hers. Dr. Cha also entered the restaurant shortly after and saw Ra-Ra chatting with An Jong-ho. Dr. Cha wanted to say something but stopped. An Jong-ho also revealed his true identity. He was just a regular customer of the shop. Ra-Ra waited for a long time, but the break benefactor still did not come. Ra-Ra was extremely disappointed. Through Kim Man-bok, Goo-jin knew that Min-soo was looking for him. Before that, Min-soo had threatened Kim Man-bok to make him reveal Goo-jin's whereabouts, but Kim Man-bok refused to reveal any information. In the evening, Ra-Ra was very depressed because she had not obtained any information about Do Sol La La Sol today. Luckily, the benefactor texted Ra-Ra. That person said they could not meet her for personal reasons, but that person will always support her. Suk-kyung also said that life is long. One day, the two of them will definitely meet. Ra-Ra regained her mood to take a photo with Suk-kyung and her mother and post it on social media. In the dark room filled with Ra-Ra's photos, An Jong-ho looked at the photo that Ra-Ra had just posted with a mysterious smile. Dr. Cha carefully held the crown that Ra-Ra dropped at the wedding. Before going to sleep, Ra-Ra read the message online. The message said, "I hope that star will shine on your future." Ra-Ra suddenly had an idea. She ran to Ra-Ra's playground and found the potted plant that Dr. Cha had given her earlier, on which was written, "I hope Ra-Ra's piano sound will fill the world." These two sentences were almost the same. After guessing, Ra-Ra immediately guessed that Dr. Cha was the benefactor she couldn't meet today. Ra-Ra proudly shared this guess with Goo-jin, but he was jealous. He even imitated the tone of his benefactor's voice to text Ra-Ra. He also changed his profile picture to a picture of a green tree with the word special. The next day, with the help of a regular customer of the spa, Ra-Ra made kimbap with different flavors. She gave it to Dr. Cha because she thought he was her benefactor. Dr. Cha was very happy to receive lunch from Ra-Ra. He thought that the lunch was made by her. After Dr. Cha found out that it was made by someone else, he felt much less happy. Dr. Cha also reluctantly realized that Ra-Ra gave him the rice to thank him, not because of love. On the other side, Ra-Ra was investigating the reason why other piano classes were crowded. She found out that parents preferred award-winning facilities, so she immediately thought of sending Shin Jae-min to compete. This piano prodigy could definitely bring home the trophy. Ra-Ra's playground business would also prosper. Goo-jin woke up Ra-Ra, who was daydreaming. Ra-Ra didn't know that Goo-jin was there to fan her while she was sleeping. He even wondered if he should buy her an air conditioner. An Jong-ho arrived at class on time. Goo-jin passed by him on his way to work, but on the way, he kept feeling like he had seen An Jong-ho somewhere. Because Goo-jin was worried about Ra-Ra, he went back to the spa and opened the small door that led to the house next door. Goo-jin also asked Suk-kyung to help him keep an eye on Ra-Ra. Behind the door, Ra-Ra was playing the piano, and An Jong-ho was staring at her. A strange feeling gradually rose in Ra-Ra's heart. Amidst the increasingly tense sound of the piano, An Jong-ho suddenly closed the small door. At this time, Min-soo brought Yoon-shil to see Kim Man-bok. Kim Man-bok tried to persuade Yoon-shil to relax, but she was not grateful. In the end, she left some money and contact information and turned around and left. Min-soo found the bags outside Ra-Ra's playground. Yoon-shil and Min-soo got in the car and left. On the way, Mrs. Yoon-shil saw Goo-jin's back with sharp eyes. She quickly got out of the car to look for him, but only Ra-Ra was there. Yoon-shil remembered that Ra-Ra was the daughter-in-law who had been abandoned by her friend. Yoon-shil was very happy to see her friend's ex-daughter-in-law in such poverty. After the two of them finished their business, Goo-jin and Ra-Ra went to the electronics center together to buy a juicer for her. The staff mistook the two of them as husband and wife. Ra-Ra quickly denied it. On On the way back, Goo-jun kept thinking about her denial. Poor Ra-Ra said that she had been married once, but Goo-jun didn't care. On the contrary, Goo-jun firmly said that he didn't care about that. Just when Goo-jun was about to confess to Ra-Ra, he was interrupted by Kim Man-bok. Kim Man-bok told Goo-jun that his mother had come to find him. Kim Man-bok also comforted Goo-jun that he should adjust his mood before going home. Goo-jun refused to accept the money his mother gave him. Kim Man-bok even said that it was the rent for Ra-Ra's playground. The next day, with Goo-jun's help, Ra-Ra finally found Shin Jae-min. Shin Jae-min's situation was quite difficult. His mother passed away early, and his father was busy with many things. After that, Ra-Ra gently told him that he could come to Ra-Ra's playground to learn piano anytime, and he just needed to clean up to pay the tuition. But what surprised Ra-Ra was that this child genius couldn't even read music. Ra-Ra needed to teach him from the beginning. Goo-jun was by his side, encouraging him that Ra-Ra would definitely teach Shin Jae-min to become a genius. Ra-Ra was embarrassed and punched him lightly. In order for Shin Jae-min to eat well, Ra-Ra and Goo-jun took him to Suk-kyung's house to eat. Suk-kyung cooked a sumptuous meal and invited everyone. Ra-Ra and Shin Jae-min ate voraciously. Suk-kyung, who was standing next to them, suddenly felt sad. Ha-jung explained that Suk-kyung grew up in an orphanage, so she couldn't stand seeing others hungry. After the meal, Goo-jun and Shin Jae-min left. Suk-kyung said it might rain. Ra-Ra and Ha-jung simultaneously picked up the umbrella next to them to give it to Goo-jun. But Goo-jun ended up choosing Ra-Ra's umbrella. Ha-jung called Song-ji to complain. The next day, Ha-jung put on bright red lipstick and confessed to Goo-jun. As expected, she was rejected by Goo-jun. Ha-jung also knew that he liked someone else. Ha-jung cried and complained to Song-ji. Her eye makeup was also smudged like a panda's. Ha-jung even angrily said that he wanted to kick Ra-Ra out of the house. Song-ji quickly stopped that silly thought. He also said that there was definitely something going on between Ra-Ra and Dr. Cha. Hearing that, Ha-jung laughed and said that she had a good idea. Not long after Ha-jung, Song-ji asked Ra-Ra and Dr. Cha to go see a movie. But Ha-jung and Song-ji didn't come. In the end, only Ra-Ra and Dr. Cha went to the movies together. At this time, Goo-jun had already made salad and juice to Ra-Ra's taste, but he waited for a long time but still didn't see her. Ha-jung was mean and told Goo-jun that Ra-Ra and Dr. Cha had gone to the movies. Goo-jun hurried out to find Ra-Ra. Goo-jun suddenly remembered that Song-ji said that he should confess to Ra-Ra, and the sooner the better, because Ha-jung was trying to find a way to pair Ra-Ra and Dr. Cha. At this time, in the cinema, Dr. Cha held Ra-Ra's hand, but as soon as she stepped out of the cinema, she rejected his confession. Ra-Ra even praised Dr. Cha as a good person. Goo-jun arrived very quickly and pulled Ra-Ra away, saying that the salad at home was about to get cold. On the way home, Ra-Ra sat on the back of the motorbike and hugged his waist. The two of them were very happy. The next morning, Goo-jun asked Song-ji if he should confess first or tell the secret first. He was afraid that if he told Ra-Ra the secret, their relationship would fall apart. Song-ji advised him to confess first. Only when Goo-jun was sure that Ra-Ra really loved him did he tell the secret. Ra-Ra had finished class and was chatting with everyone in the hair salon. A regular customer told Ra-Ra that Man-bok's learning ability was still very good. He even knew how to use a cell phone, but in fact, it was thanks to Goo-jun that he gathered the elderly people in the neighborhood. He taught them how to use a cell phone. Ra-Ra asked Man-bok's wife what kind of person she was. The woman said that Man-bok's wife had dementia. Before she died, she always called Man-bok older sister, but she was a good person. She always left unsold flowers in front of the door for people to take home. Not long after, Goo-jun brought Miss Man-bok a CD of the piano sheet music for A Maiden's Prayer. Goo-jun told him not to use tapes with poor sound quality anymore. Goo-jun also started to learn piano by himself. Then Ra-Ra called Goo-jun and said she ran out of skincare products. Ra-Ra wanted Goo-jun to bring her a new set, although Goo-jun said no, but he honestly ran to her right away. Goo-jun said he didn't come just to deliver the goods, but because he missed her. This made Ra-Ra stand there in a daze. The next day, when Ra-Ra was teaching Jong-ho, she told him that she needed to prepare for his competition, so Ra-Ra would reduce Jong-ho's lessons. Jong-ho also happily said that after winning the competition, many people would come to Ra-Ra's playground to sign up for lessons, but Jong-ho suddenly said that he didn't want more people here. This made Ra-Ra feel confused. Jae-min ran into Jong-ho at the door. Jo-ho smiled, but was plotting something bad in his heart. Suddenly, a man followed him. Ra-Ra was teaching Jae-min when a while later, Man-bok brought a few workers to move the air conditioner inside. Man-bok said that Goo-jun gave him a CD, so Man-bok also wanted to give him an air conditioner as a gift in return. At the hospital, Ha-jung suddenly barged in, causing Dr. Cha to choke on a pill in his throat. It was only after she gave him a strong slap that he returned to normal. He then told her that his confession had failed. Dr. Cha also advised Ha-jung that what was not hers would never be hers. Ha-jung angrily shouted that there was a generation gap between her and an old doctor like him. Then she burst into tears and sat singing in the karaoke room with Song-ji. Song-ji was also heartbroken. Song-ji didn't know when Ha-jung would realize that he had always been waiting by her side. Elsewhere, Ra-Ra is training Jae-min before the competition. She realizes that he can't play soft melodies. The reason is that he lacks memories in this area. So Ra-Ra calls Goo-jun and asks him to prepare the ingredients to make cookies. Goo-jun starts saying no, but he brings all the ingredients. The three of them go to Suk-kyung's house to make cookies. After much effort, they finally bake the cookies successfully. After finishing, Goo-jun still takes care of the cleaning. Then they continue to experience Jae-min's favorite favorite game of jumping rope. At home, Ra-Ra sees a heart-shaped bread with her name written on it in the oven that Goo-jin made. Ra-Ra sends Goo-jin a teasing message saying that his heart is on fire. Goo-jin also jokingly replies, his heart is on fire because it's so hot. After texting, both of them threw their phones down because of this cheesy message. After talking, Goo-jin started looking at the photos of Ra-Ra and Sung-woo at the graduation ceremony. That day, Jun-gu went with Sung-woo to see Ra-Ra's performance. Sung-woo was attracted by Ra-Ra's beauty, so after the performance, he asked Goo-jin to take a photo of the two of them. This moment also made Goo-jin have a deep impression on Ra-Ra. At the hospital, Min-soo asked the nurses for information. Goo-jin had come here with a female pianist named Ra-Ra. Min-soo found the gift Ra-Ra had given him. Then he remembered seeing the handbag when he was standing outside Man-bok's house. Connecting the clues together, he understood everything. At this time, Mrs. Yoon-shil coincidentally met her friend while shopping. It was Mrs. Jae-kyung, Jong-nam's mother. Yoon-shil accidentally told her about Ra-Ra's miserable situation in Eun-po. She also talked about Ra-Ra opening a piano class called Ra-Ra Playground there. By chance, Dr. Cha's ex-wife, Nurse Kim, also heard it. She asked Jae-kyung if Ra-Ra was divorced. Jae-kyung replied that her family had broken off the engagement first. Nurse Kim then quickly went to the door of Ra-Ra Playground. She didn't see Ra-Ra. She only saw Dr. Cha talking to some women. Suk-kyung found her and clung to her. Nurse Kim was almost lured into getting her hair done. At that moment, she suddenly heard the sound of a piano coming from Ra-Ra Playground, so she followed Suk-kyung inside through the small door. But they only saw Jaemin practicing alone. Nurse Kim walked around and looked around for a long time before finally seeing Ra-Ra's beautiful appearance in a photo. She suddenly felt very familiar. At this time, Ra-Ra and Goo-jin were arguing with Jaemin's father. The father did not believe that good things would come to his son, but Ra-Ra insisted on teaching Jaemin for free, so she showed Jaemin's father a photo of him smiling while playing the piano. The father finally agreed. Then he asked Goo-jin about his identity. Goo-jin said he was Ra-Ra's husband. The two of them opened a piano class together. When they went out, Ra-Ra simply did not understand why Goo-jin pretended to be her husband, but she was still easily fooled. Goo-jin just casually said a few words and she stopped wondering. After the two of them settled this matter, Ra-Ra finally taught Goo-jin to play the piano. First, Goo-jin played her a piano song he had learned himself called The Joy of Love. While listening, Ra-Ra recalled every memory from when they first met and shed tears. Ra-Ra told Goo-jin that she would grant him one wish as a reward. Goo-jin immediately smiled and told them to go on a date. Ra-Ra drove Goo-jin out. For Ra-Ra, The Joy of Love is a sad piano piece. The song says that the joy of love is fleeting, but the sadness of love will be replayed forever. As soon as Goo-jin heard it, he regretted why he played this piece of music. Then the two took the cable car to see the scenery. Goo-jin seriously told Ra-Ra that he loved her. In Goo-jin's sad and depressed days, she was his only joy. Then the two held hands tightly. Their love melted into a kiss. At this time, Min-soo entered the Ra-Ra playground and found Goo-jin in the picture. After Goo-jin and Ra-Ra returned to the Ra-Ra playground, the two discovered that the floor and Mimi's feet were covered in mud. They thought the dog was playing with the flower pot in the room. Ra-Ra and Goo-jin sat in front of the piano playing with all four hands. The notes harmonized, and the small room was filled with subtlety. Min-soo outside heard the music and shook his head because he had successfully found Goo-jin. Min-soo smugly called Yoon-shil, but she didn't answer. It turned out that Yoon-shil and the director had already gone to bed early. At this time, the phone rang and woke the director up. Yoon-shil could only hang up in fear. At this time, An Jung-ho also arrived at the Ra-Ra playground. Min-soo thought that Yoon-shil wouldn't answer the phone because she had changed to another company to find Goo-jin, so he rudely grabbed Jong-ho's collar. Min-soo even followed Jong-ho for a long time, but Min-soo was momentarily careless and was knocked unconscious by Jong-ho's brick. At this time, Suk-kyung came from afar. Jong-ho panicked and took Min-soo's phone and wallet. Suk-kyung was scared by the man who had fainted on the ground. When Yoon-shil called Min-soo back, the person on the phone had turned into An Jung-ho. Yoon-shil was eager to meet him once. This sentence was heard by the director. He became suspicious, thinking his wife was having an affair. On the other side, Goo-jin was helping Man-bok water the flowers. Ra-Ra brought homemade breakfast. The ingredients wrapped in seaweed rice rolls were all assembled into heart shapes. Goo-jin complained about the bad taste while eating it deliciously. Man-bok liked sweets. It turned out that when Man-bok was young, he fell in love at first sight with a girl in a shoe store. After that, the two officially dated. One day, the girl deliberately brought chocolate to Man-bok, but because it was in her pocket for too long, it melted. Alas, Man-bok still liked it very much and put it in his mouth to eat because it was the girl's heart after all. The story was very interesting, but Ra-Ra still had to teach music, so she winked at Goo-jin and ran away. Man-bok then asked Goo-jin if he had told Ra-Ra his secret. After all, it was painful to deceive someone who trusted him. Goo-jin began to feel hesitant and self-blame. The director called the driver and asked if his wife had an affair, but the driver had already received Yoon-shil's money, so he didn't reveal anything. The director angrily warned the driver. It seemed like he had forgotten that the director was his boss. In the hospital, Min-soo lay on the hospital bed. Dr. Cha said that he had not yet regained consciousness. The police judged that this was just a normal robbery case based on Min-soo's stolen property. At this time, An Jung-ho was dressed neatly and carrying a basket of fresh flowers to meet Ra-Ra. Ra-Ra suddenly realized that the fresh flowers were exactly the same as the flowers that Suk-kyung had received. An Jung-ho even tried to hold Ra-Ra's hand. Ra-Ra felt scared. Luckily, a few regular customers of the hair salon came out. An Jong-ho angrily threw the flower basket on the ground. Ra-Ra hurriedly ran to the regular customers and said she would deposit the tuition fee into Jong-ho's account, but An Jong-ho still insisted on picking it up himself. Not long after, An Jong-ho went to the beauty salon where Goo-jun was working part-time to cause trouble. An Jong-ho said that Ra-Ra had used all the cosmetics he had given her last time. Goo-jun grabbed An Jong-ho's collar and asked him about his identity. That night, Goo-jun worriedly ran home and told Ra-Ra not to teach An Jong-ho anymore. She also shouldn't accept gifts from strangers. Goo-jun even got in Ra-Ra's car to take her home. The two happily decided to go out for some fresh air. The next day, Song-ji took Ha-jung to eat at a restaurant and asked her about her relationship with Ra-Ra. Ha-jung remembered how she ignored Ra-Ra a few days ago, but Ha-jung still hated Ra-Ra because she had taken Goo-jun. Song-ji explained that it was obvious that Goo-jun confessed first. Ra-Ra didn't need to pay attention to Ha-jung, but Ra-Ra called Ha-jung along whenever she went out to eat or have fun. Ha-jung argued that it was because Ra-Ra wouldn't look down on her that she liked Ra-Ra. After expressing her true thoughts, Ha-jung got angry and stood up to leave, but she accidentally fell to the ground. Song-ji gently treated her wound. Ha-jung's face turned slightly red. Then Song-ji took the initiative to carry her on his back. The atmosphere between the two was very ambiguous. The next day, Ha-jung tried to please Ra-Ra. She took the initiative to do Ra-Ra's makeup, but she tied her hair into 2 buns and put blue eyeshadow on Ra-Ra, as if she was deliberately trying to make Ra-Ra look bad. Suk-kyung and the others were stunned when they saw this. Ra-Ra invited them to be audience members to simulate a performance stage for Jae-min. Jae-min displayed his talent very well. The audience applauded and cheered. At the same time, everyone also offered to support competition costumes, the boys' hairstyle and cheerleading items. Nurse Kim returned to Seoul and searched everywhere until she finally found the brochure. Nurse Kim remembered that she had seen Ra-Ra at her college graduation performance. After some investigation, Nurse Kim found out that Ra-Ra's fiancé was a friend of Dr. Cha. On the day of the piano competition, Jae-min left the house early in his formal attire. An Jong-ho waited at the door with bad intentions. He tricked Jae-min. Jong-ho said that Ra-Ra had assigned him to take Jae-min to the performance, but Jae-min was smart enough not to be fooled. During the struggle with An Jong-ho, Jae-min's arm was injured. Jae-min didn't want Ra-Ra to be disappointed, so he hid the fact that he was injured. The competition was about to start. Jae-min sat in front of the piano with everyone's attention, but he couldn't lift his right hand. Jae-min could only use his left hand to play the piano. Jae-min knew that he had performed very badly, so he cried sadly. Ra-Ra sat below the stage, remembering her father's cheers for her, so she stood up and clapped her hands in praise. Several close friends who had come to cheer for her before also encouraged Jae-min. Later, Dr. Cha diagnosed that Jae-min's right arm was dislocated. The boys sobbed and said that the reason he persevered in enduring the pain was because he was afraid that if he didn't perform well, Ra-Ra would hate him. Ra-Ra gently said that she would still treat Jae-min well. That evening, Ra-Ra and Goo-jun made an appointment to go sightseeing by boat tomorrow. Goo-jun also planned to tell her his background. Later, An Jong-ho borrowed someone else's cell phone to call Ra-Ra and told her to get out of the car. After An Jong-ho tricked Ra-Ra into going to a deserted place, he made her faint and then took her away. On the other side, Dr. Cha took the boy Jae-min home. At the same time, Dr. Cha learned that An Jong-ho had injured Jae-min. Not long after, Dr. Cha received a call from Ha-jung. Dr. Cha heard that Ra-Ra was missing and rushed back. Dr. Cha went to look for Ra-Ra with Goo-jun. Goo-jun quickly discovered that Ra-Ra's cell phone was on the ground. Goo-jun asked Dr. Cha to go to Ra-Ra's playground to look for it. Goo-jun ran alone in the rain to An Jong-ho's residence. Before, when Goo-jun sensed that An Jong-ho was a dangerous person, Goo-jun had secretly followed him back to his residence. After entering, Goo-jun was scared to find that the house was filled with pictures of Ra-Ra. Her student ID card was also hung on the wall. It turned out that in the spring of 2019, An Jong-ho bumped into Ra-Ra and apologized to her. Ra-Ra turned around and smiled, telling him that it was okay. That time, An Jong-ho stole Ra-Ra's wallet. Ra-Ra's student card was hidden in the room. Goo-jun searched everywhere in the room and found the symbol of the multi-level marketing organization that he had mistakenly entered. Goo-jun immediately got in the car and set off. At this time, Ra-Ra, who was tied to the chair, slowly woke up. She screamed for help, but no one answered. An Jong-ho muttered like crazy that on the first day they met, Ra-Ra smiled at him. The two of them were lovers arranged by God, but Ra-Ra dared to fall in love with another man, then Ra-Ra must be punished. Goo-jun quickly found the building of the multi-level marketing organization. Ra-Ra struggled when she heard Goo-jun's voice, but she was kicked by An Jong-ho and fainted. Goo-jun chased her there and saw Ra-Ra's miserable state and was extremely angry. Goo-jun and An Jong-ho wrestled and punched each other. After a while of struggling, An Jong-ho hit his head on the table and lost consciousness. Goo-jun was terrified when he saw this. On the other side, Dr. Cha, who had nothing to gain, returned to gather with everyone. At the same time, he revealed that An Jong-ho was the culprit who harmed Jae-min. Then Dr. Cha remembered that his car was parked outside. The camera might have captured Ra-Ra being kidnapped. Sure enough, the camera in the car had captured Ra-Ra being kidnapped. Man-bok immediately contacted Goo-jun, but he reported that An Jong-ho was probably dead. The ambulance quickly took Ra-Ra and An Jong-ho away. Goo-jun also got into the police car. A policeman who had received Yoon-shil recognized Goo-jun. He excitedly said that he had found Yoon-shil's lost son. Goo-jun. Fortunately, Ra-Ra and An Jong-ho were both safe. Suk-kyung breathed a sigh of relief. At the same time, Goo-jun also knew of this good news through Man-bok's words. Goo-jun felt as if a burden had been lifted from his heart. But Goo-jun still refused to contact his family. Man-bok thought for a long time and finally called Yoon-shil, but she had already received the news and rushed to the police station. Ha-jung and Song-ji arrived at the police station and accidentally found out that Goo-jun was the same age as them. Ha-jung found it hard to believe. She was excited and wanted to tell Ra-Ra about Goo-jun's real age. Song-ji stopped Ha-jung. Song-ji said that it was better to let the two of them settle this matter themselves. At this time, Yoon-shil and Goo-jun finally met each other. Yoon-shil asked Goo-jun to follow her home immediately, but Goo-jun still could not escape the trauma of his best friend's departure. After Goo-jun found out that his mother had not told his father about him running away from home, he felt that he had failed to resist his father and was extremely angry. Later, Yoon-shil went to the Ra-Ra playground and saw an item with the word Ra-Ra written on it. At the same time, Yoon-shil also saw the dog Mimi guarding the stairs. After Yoon-shil argued with the dog for a while, she went to the hair salon through the small door. Then Yoon-shil sat and chatted with some regular customers of the hair salon. She learned about Goo-jun's heroic story of saving the beauty. Goo-jun even worked several extra jobs to support Ra-Ra. He even opened a piano class for her. The customers also told her countless other expressions of Goo-jun's love for Ra-Ra. These things made Yoon-shil furious. She didn't even mention that she knew Ra-Ra was divorced. Then Yoon-shil went to the hospital to verify Ra-Ra's identity. Yoon-shil discovered that Ra-Ra was the woman whose engagement to her son's friend had broken off. Before leaving, Yoon-shil left Ha-jung and Song-ji some money and contact information. Yoon-shil also told them to contact her when Ra-Ra woke up. The Sun-gu Group's logo on the business card made the two people unable to believe what was happening. A while later, Ra-Ra woke up and left the hospital room to look for Goo-jun, but she met Min-soo. From Goo-jun's words, Ra-Ra knew that Goo-jun was the young master of Sun-gu Group. Goo-jun was also a high school student who ran away from home. Ra-Ra wore a patient's uniform and ran out of the hospital, panicked, took a taxi and went to the police station. At this time, Goo-jun was released innocently. Man-bok brought tofu to get rid of bad luck, but was thrown away by Yoon-shil. Goo-jun wanted to fight back, but was taken away by the bodyguards. Ra-Ra arrived late and sat helplessly outside the police station. Ra-Ra knew that Goo-jun had been taken back to Seoul and cried in pain. Ra-Ra thought that the breakup was the secret that Goo-jun was hiding. Goo-jun used the excuse of going to the bathroom to escape. Yoon-shil immediately asked the bodyguards to follow Ra-Ra and Man-bok. Yoon-shil guessed that Goo-jun would definitely go find them. That night, Goo-jun was on his way to Ra-Ra's yard when he accidentally met Song-ji. Song-ji told him to call Ra-Ra to let her know he was safe. Goo-jun asked Ra-Ra to meet him at the pier, but Yoon-shil suddenly appeared in front of Ra-Ra. At the same time, Yoon-shil found out Goo-jun's location, so after Goo-jun arrived at the pier, he was caught by Yoon-shil. Surprisingly, the director appeared at the pier. Before Goo-jun could say anything, they left only. Ra-Ra was left there alone. A month later, Min-soo fell in love with Suk-kyung at the hospital. He became a regular customer at the hair salon. Suk-kyung and Jae-min laughed and talked to each other, so the regular customers teased them for flirting. Min-soo also really intended to stay in Yunpo with Suk-kyung. Not long after the news reported that the culprit in the floating murder case was An Jong-ho, who had harmed Ra-Ra, Junmi-soo knew about this through the criminal police, so he immediately told everyone the whole story. It was said that the dead man was a professional thief, but perhaps he had stolen An Jong-ho's watch, so he was killed by An Jong-ho in the bathroom, and his body was thrown into the sea. On the other side, Ra-Ra stood there, staring blankly into the distance. Ha-jung and Song-ji, who were not far away, felt sad for her. Song-ji said that Ra-Ra was looking towards the train that had not left with Goo-jun. That time Ra-Ra brought Yoon-shil. That was what caused Goo-jun to be forcibly taken away. That had always been a pain in Ra-Ra's heart. Ha-jung also sadly said that Ra-Ra had become more and more strange. Not only did she overeat, she suddenly started dancing. Recently, Ra-Ra has also developed a hobby of playing cards with Ha-jung's mother. Goo-jun was taken away but still did not contact Ha-jung and Song-ji. He is currently being watched by security. Yoon-shil personally brings food every day. Goo-jun wants to protest, so he starts to skip meals. He also asks his mother to return his phone. Yoon-shil does not comply with Goo-jun's request. She also confiscated the tutor's phone in case Goo-jun takes advantage of any loopholes. When Yoon-shil asks about Goo-jun's studies, the tutor first praises him for being smart, but the tutor says that Goo-jun seems to only think about love, so he doesn't focus on his studies. Yoon-shil is very angry when she hears this. That night, Goo-jun sneaks downstairs to escape when it's dark, but he is caught by his mother, who is guarding the living room. Goo-jun angrily says he wants to see Ra-Ra once, but his mother firmly refuses. She angrily shouted that his love affair with a woman whose engagement had been annulled was truly a disgrace to the family. At the same time, Mrs. Yoon-shil warned Goo-jun that if the director found out about this, Ra-Ra would definitely be in trouble. No matter where Goo-jun ran, there was no way out because the only exit had been locked long ago. The next day at the Ra-Ra playground, Man-bok was quite proficient at playing the piano. Ra-Ra was happy with his progress. The two of them discussed it. They wanted to hold a performance on his wife's death anniversary. This piece of music would be a gift to Man-bok's wife in heaven. They mentioned Goo-jun again. Ra-Ra felt sad when she heard this because not only did she not know Goo-jun's age, she She also did not know his background, but Manbok's words were like an injection to revive her spirit. He said that Gujun's external appearance was all ephemeral, because Gujun's gentle and weak inner self had already been clearly shown in front of Ra-Ra. Then Manbok mentioned his troubled love story with his wife. His wife was a maid in a rich man's house. One day, Manbok discovered that the girl he loved deeply was secretly going on a blind date with someone else. Even though she explained everything to him, he still felt inferior because the conditions of her blind date were much better, so he decided to break up with her, but he still loved her very much. 2 months later, Manbok gave her a letter expressing his longing and asked Miss Hai to deliver it to that girl, but Miss Hai didn't want the girl to get married too soon, so when she read the letter to the illiterate girl, she deliberately gave the wrong meeting place. So the two people who were full of hope both returned in disappointment, so Manbok left his hometown for Yunpo. Before he could finish his story, Ra-Ra's best friend came to the piano room. She said that her late brother was a fan of Ra-Ra. The best friend also had pictures as evidence. When Ra-Ra was browsing through the pictures, she found a picture of Gu-jun with his brother. The two boys were close friends. She quickly asked her best friend if she knew Gu-jun. The friend replied that Gu-jun had been to the graduation performance. Ra-Ra's memories related to Gu-jun were awakened. Ra-Ra remembered the shy boy who took her picture. The next day, Min-soo used the excuse that she was afraid of crowded places to ask Suk-kyung to go to the hospital with him. So Ka-jong accidentally met Nurse Kim there. The two of them chatted awkwardly for a while. Nurse Kim then went to look for Dr. Cha in the examination room. Nurse Kim asked about the relationship between Dr. Cha and Ra-Ra. He smiled and replied that she had cured him. Nurse Kim was angry after hearing that and left. Suk-kyung waited outside the door and recognized Nurse Kim as Dr. Cha's ex-wife. She sadly fell back but was hugged by Min-soo to comfort her. Then Suk-kyung realized that she had been touched and ran away. Min-soo discovered that he was too different from Dr. Cha, the ideal model in Suk-kyung's heart. The next day, Ra-Ra received a letter from Yoon-shil. After reading it, Ra-Ra cried in pain. Seeing this, Ha-jong's sense of justice immediately exploded. She encouraged Song-ji to go with her to Gu-jun's house to make trouble. Ha-jong wanted to seriously teach Gu-jun a lesson because he had bullied Ra-Ra with Yoon-shil. Song-ji and Ha-jong clapped their hands together and decided. Ha-jong and Song-ji felt very strange when they arrived in Seoul. The two took a taxi to Gu-jun's house. The address was given to them by Min-soo. After ringing the bell, the two introduced themselves as Gu-jun's friends from Eunpo. Yoon-shil heard this and immediately found a reason to chase them away. Gu-jun, who was standing upstairs, saw this and had an idea. He pretended to faint on the ground. At this time, Song-ji decided to climb the wall into Gu-jun's house. Song-ji climbed halfway when he heard a shrill siren. They were scared and hid to the side. It turned out that the car that came was an ambulance. The two saw Gu-jun being carried away on a stretcher. They hurriedly chased him to the hospital. Then Song-ji put on Gu-jun's hospital uniform. The two switched identities. Gu-jun took the opportunity to run away. That evening, Manbok's piano performance went as planned. He played the song, A Maiden's Prayer, skillfully. The beautiful melody brought back memories of the past. After Manbok misunderstood and broke up with a girl, one day he heard this familiar song in front of the music store, so he stopped to enjoy it. Unexpectedly, the girl was also attracted by the music. The two met again. At this time, Manbok's performance received the support of the audience. After the performance ended, Ra-Ra cleaned up the scene alone. She remembered how carefree she had been when Gu-jun was still here. Then Ra-Ra opened the letter from Yoon-shil. The song Live First appeared right before her eyes. This was the content that Gu-jun had spent so much time writing. He took advantage of the moment when Yoon-shil was not paying attention to put this letter in there. That's how Gu-jun was able to send his longing to Ra-Ra. Suddenly, just as Ra-Ra was playing the piano and thinking about Gu-jun, he really appeared. Then Gu-jun took Ra-Ra and ran quickly into the night. Ra-Ra cried loudly, happy that her lover had returned. The two of them reached the top of the mountain. Gu-jun explained to Ra-Ra why he lied about his age. He just wanted to appear like an adult in front of Ra-Ra. The reason Gu-jun ran away from home was because of his best friend's death. Ra-Ra comforted Gu-jun, saying it was just an accident and not his fault. Gu-jun felt much better after being comforted by his lover. He promised that he would stay by Ra-Ra's side for the rest of his life. At this time, Song-ji covered his head with a blanket and refused to communicate with outsiders. Not long after, the doctor came in to give him an injection. Song-ji nervously reached out his hand. Yoon-shil immediately realized that this arm did not resemble Gu-jun's. Song-ji was exposed. Just as Song-ji was scolded by Yoon-shil, Sejong bravely rushed in to argue with Yoon-shil. Luckily, Gu-jun called to tell him that he was safe. He also said that he would obediently return to Seoul. Thanks to that, Song-ji and Ha-jung were not punished. Song-yi returned the money he had received earlier to Mrs. Yoon-shil. He unconditionally supported Gu-jun's decision, so Song-ji felt very awkward when he received the money. Ha-jung and Song-ji's honest nature made Yoon-shil's attitude change slightly. On the other side, Ra-Ra told Gu-jun to be obedient when he returned. Then she took out a photo of him and his friend and asked him why he hid the fact that he had known her before. At the performance, the best friend had told Gu-jun that he really liked Ra-Ra. At that time, Gu-jun was also attracted to Ra-Ra. Gu-jun slowly approached Ra-Ra by holding her arm. Unexpectedly, Ra-Ra turned around and avoided her. Before saying goodbye, the two promised that they would never let go. The next day, Mrs. Yoon-shil brought Gu-jun dinner as usual. Not only did Yoon-shil find out that her son was eating normally again. She also found out that he had started studying hard. Goo-jun got his phone back from his mother with a positive attitude. The tutor responded to Yoon-shil that Goo-jun had regained the knowledge he had missed. It was just that he wanted to major in mathematics, not medicine. The tutor comforted Yoon-shil that as long as Goo-jun was willing to study, that was good enough. The matter of choosing a major could be discussed later. All of this was thanks to Goo-jun regaining contact with Ra-Ra. Except for Goo-jun studying hard and occasionally getting nosebleeds, life gradually returned to normal. One day, Song-ji was teaching Ra-Ra to ride a bike, but halfway through, he let go. Unexpectedly, Ra-Ra fell and broke her leg. Goo-jun was extremely worried and ran to the hospital to visit her. He stayed until evening and missed the meal with the tutor today. After sending the tutor home, the director angrily asked the son if he had gone to see that divorced woman. It seemed that the director still needed to handle everything. Yoon-shil quickly stopped him and said that she had a way. The next day, the regular customers in the hair salon heard that Ra-Ra and the director's wife were meeting. They guessed that Yoon-shil might throw water on Ra-Ra like in the movies. Soo-kyung suggested that everyone prepare a way to deal with unexpected situations. Soo-kyung would be Ra-Ra's mother to support her. One person threatened with a glare. One person wore a raincoat to cut off water for Ra-Ra. One person held the money that Yoon-shil gave. Soo-kyung argued with Yoon-shil. Everyone went to the restaurant to reserve a seat. Not long after, Yoon-shil and Ra-Ra arrived at the restaurant, but the scene that the others had imagined did not appear. Yoon-shil used her identity as a mother to ask Ra-Ra to give up Goo-jun so that he could return to a normal life. Ra-Ra also agreed with her. Ra-Ra took out a thick stack of cash and asked Yoon-shil to pay back this debt to Goo-jun. Yoon-shil put away the money she was going to take out. Yoon-shil accepted Ra-Ra's offer. The peaceful atmosphere mixed with bitterness made the people who were secretly following her feel extremely heartbroken. After returning home, Soo-kyung asked Ra-Ra where she got so much money. Ra-Ra replied that she sold her favorite car. Ra-Ra's eyes turned red and said that people have to give up precious things to live. Soo-kyung pitifully hugged her. The next day, Ra-Ra went to Seoul to find Goo-jun. They had a delicious meal together. They also bought jewelry at a roadside stall and sat by the river, holding hands. Ra-Ra looked at the young man in front of her with longing and made her final request. She wanted to ride a bike with him. Goo-jun went to borrow the bike. Ra-Ra tried to hold back her tears. Unexpectedly, after Goo-jun returned, Ra-Ra was nowhere to be seen. She only left a letter. The content of the letter was Ra-Ra's message to Goo-jun. She hoped that Goo-jun could continue living his current life and not be sad about her. Therefore, Ra-Ra was determined to break up with Goo-jun. The two of them would definitely meet again in the future. Ra-Ra sent a message to Do-do-sun, Sun La-la-sun, to inform her that she had broken up with Goo-jun. Dr. Cha read it and intentionally waited for Ra-Ra on the side of the road. The two of them sat on a swing and talked. Dr. Cha said that the first time he met Ra-Ra was at the graduation music festival. At that time, he was immersed in a whirlwind of work. Every day, Dr. Cha had to take medicine to sleep. He, with an expressionless face, burst out laughing when he heard Ra-Ra's absurd performance. After that, the two of them met at Inpo. Dr. Cha felt more and more that Ra-Ra was worthy of his affection. He asked Ra-Ra to be happy again. Dr. Cha also gave Ra-Ra ranunculus flowers. This flower means, I will make you happy. Ra-Ra also said that she had known that Dr. Cha was her online friend. The two smiled at each other. 6 months later, Ha-jong and Song-ji knelt before their mothers. They did not do so to admit their love, but they took out a business plan. They wanted their mothers to give them college tuition to invest in their business. Elsewhere, Goo-jun went to the hospital for a checkup. He heard Jong-nam mention Dr. Cha's remarriage, but what surprised Goo-jun was that the bride was Ra-Ra. So Goo-jun quickly ran out. The church was filled with congratulatory music. Under the witness of Manba, Dr. Cha and Ra-Ra exchanged rings. The two walked away, arm in arm. Suddenly, Goo-jun rushed into the church and dragged Ra-Ra away from the scene while everyone cheered. At this time, Jong-nam and Nurse Kim also drove up. They saw Goo-jun and Ra-Ra running out again. Jong-nam saw this and immediately exclaimed that Ra-Ra's life was really special. 6 months ago, Ha-jong and Song-ji told their mother about their business plan. They wanted to organize a wedding planning company called Happy Wedding. The two were very confident about the company's future development. Very quickly, the company was built in the Ra-Ra playground. The way to promote the company was definitely to film the complete wedding process of a new couple. Ha-jong quickly smiled and said that he could find someone to play the role of the bride and groom. So Dr. Cha and Ra-Ra had to pretend to hold a wedding ceremony. But the poses and expressions of the two people in the photo shoot looked awkward, so the photo shoot was not very smooth. Ha-jong and Song-ji modeled for them. The atmosphere between the two was very sweet. Then the photo shoot was posted on social media. Just then, Jong-nam saw it and exclaimed in surprise. Goo-jun, who was standing next to him, heard it. He frowned and quickly ran to the wedding scene. At this time, MC Min-soo announced the start of the wedding ceremony. Ra-Ra walked into the church with Dr. Cha in her arms. Everyone sitting there applauded and cheered, and the scene was also live-streamed online. When the bride and groom exchanged rings, Ha-jong even posted the address to buy the ring on the interface. The golden keyboard clattered. Suddenly, Goo-jun rushed in. He didn't say anything but snatched Ra-Ra away. Netizens were fascinated by this plot twist. They commented that this was a drama. Meanwhile, Song-ji reluctantly turned off the live stream. The fleeing figures of Goo-jun and Ra-Ra were seen by Jong-nam and Nurse Kim. Jong-nam was amazed by Ra-Ra's unique love life. Nurse Kim hurriedly went to see Dr. Cha. Elsewhere, Ra-Ra discovered her favorite car that she sold at Goo-jun's place. The two drove to the beach. Goo-jun also knew the truth about the wedding. Goo-jun also saw netizens' reviews of him. They called Goo-jun the one who ended the wedding. After that, went barefoot to play on the beach. Goo-jun gently hugged Ra-Ra and expressed his longing through a kiss. That night, Dr. Cha, Nurse Kim and Jung-nam gathered outside. Ever since Jung-nam left Ra-Ra, he had never stopped going on blind dates. Dr. Cha said that Jung-nam didn't ask anything about Ra-Ra, which made him very upset. Nurse Kim next to him suggested going to Dr. Cha's house to check it out. Unexpectedly, he immediately objected. After returning home, Dr. Cha saw food already cooked on the table. Next to it was a note full of love, on which was written, "It's very late. Remember to reheat the soup and eat it." Dr. Cha smiled as he looked at the bedroom and remembered the conversation with Ra-Ra. That day, Dr. Cha told Ra-Ra directly that he wasn't her online friend. The two of them went to the piano store together. They wanted to find out the true identity of the person who gave Ra-Ra the piano. Unexpectedly, the piano store had moved. Each profession has its own specialty, so they gave this task to Min-soo. Min-soo took the opportunity to offer to rent a house with Dr. Cha so that he could be closer to Suk-kyung. Dr. Cha didn't have time to think because he was defeated by Ra-Ra's leading eyes. Min-soo successfully entered Dr. Cha's house. Dr. Cha was originally quite dissatisfied with his roommate, but when he thought about eating the delicious food Min-soo cooked, his attitude immediately changed. At this time, Goo-jun and Ra-Ra returned to Ra-Ra's playground. Ra-Ra was curious why her favorite car was at Goo-jun's place. This had to be said since Goo-jun received the debt that Ra-Ra had paid. Originally, when Goo-jun received the money, Goo-jun was in a very heavy mood, but he discovered the car purchase contract inside. This made Goo-jun laugh. At this time, Ra-Ra realized that she had accidentally put the contract in there. The next day, Ra-Ra discovered that the cup of love tea her parents left behind was missing. It turned out that Goo-jun had secretly taken it away. In another place, Min-soo went to find the piano shop owner. Dr. Cha took care of him and saw him off at the door. Dr. Cha then turned around and muttered that he was like sending his wife off. Min-soo quickly found information from the piano shop owner. The person who gave the piano to Ra-Ra was Kim Man-bok. Ra-Ra excitedly ran to the flower garden and saw Mr. Man-bok lying on the ground. She immediately took him to the hospital. Not long after, Kim Man-bok's son arrived at the hospital. Ra-Ra also told Goo-jun about Mr. Man-bok fainting. Ra-Ra shared the news that the Sol Lala son was Kim Man-bok with Goo-jun, but Mr. Man-bok's son planned to sell his house. Ra-Ra's hair salon and playground were at a loss. Everyone sat down to discuss a plan. They suggested that Ra-Ra find her father's secretary when he was alive and borrow money. The task of getting the secretary's contact information was taken over by Min-soo. He said he had other intentions. Min-soo used 3 opportunities to eat with Suk-kyung to deduct his fee. Suk-kyung was stunned and then arrogantly gave him 3 spoons. The two sides made a successful transaction. Min-soo did not disappoint everyone's expectations. He quickly found the secretary and took pictures as evidence. The regular customers discovered that the well-dressed secretary might have taken Ra-Ra's father's property. Finally, Suk-kyung told Ha-jung and Ra-Ra to go talk. Ha-jung and Ra-Ra arrived in Seoul. They hid somewhere and secretly observed. The two discovered that the secretary was struggling with a woman in the car. Immediately after that, the director called for a stop. Only then did the two realize that this was a film set. The secretary led them to a restaurant to sit down. He explained the reason for losing contact with Ra-Ra. While filming on the yacht, the secretary accidentally dropped his phone. Ra-Ra asked why the secretary became an actor. He said that it came from his desire to pursue his dream and his confidence in his acting skills. The secretary then took out a wad of money from the ATM and said that his current earning ability was not enough, so he could only give Ra-Ra this much. Ra-Ra was moved to tears. Ha-jung saw this scene and knew that the secretary was a good person. Elsewhere, Song-ji told Goo-jun that Man-bok's son wanted to sell the Ra-Ra playground. Goo-jun immediately asked his mother to let him go to Unpo. When Goo-jun went to the hospital room to visit Man-bok, he ran into Dr. Cha. The two rarely had a happy conversation. Goo-jun told Dr. Cha to hide his whereabouts from Ra-Ra because he had also agreed with her not to be distracted before the exam. The next day, Ha-jung and Song-ji found that many netizens had watched the wedding video. Some even asked about the wedding. The two of them hugged each other excitedly. Then they excitedly announced the news to Ra-Ra. At the same time, Suk-kyung loudly announced that Dr. Cha would buy Man-bok's house. Everyone was extremely happy. At this time, Goo-jun was choosing a ring at the jewelry store when suddenly a beautiful girl named Jung Ga-eun called him over. Unlike her enthusiasm, Goo-jun was very cold. At school, Jung-gun loved to do small things to attract the attention of Goo-jun's dead friend. Stealing drinks or playing tennis were no big deal. She also wanted to study mathematics at Massachusetts or Stanford with Goo-jun's best friend. At this time, Jung Ga-eun was asking Goo-jun why he didn't keep his promise to study abroad with his friend and why he chose to be with an ordinary girl. Obviously, she had seen the wedding video. Seeing her keep asking questions like that made Goo-jun feel impatient, but Ga-eun said that the person she liked was Goo-jun, not his friend. She did those things just to attract Goo-jun's attention. In the Ra-Ra playground, Ra-Ra pointed out that Song-ji was secretly in love with Hae-jung. Song-ji immediately spat out her juice. Suk-kyung was having a customer complaint. The female customer insisted that the failed date was because of her hairstyle. She asked Suk-kyung to refund the money. Suk-kyung gently negotiated with her, but Ha-jung couldn't stand her mother always being humiliated like that. Ha-jung used her own money to chase the customer away. Suk-kyung taught her that money is not easy to earn. If Suk-kyung didn't give up her pride, how could she have raised Ha-jung to be like this? Ha-jung blamed herself and angrily walked out the door. Just then, Min-soo came to find Suk-kyung. He saw her tear-stained face, so Min-soo suggested using the right to eat together. He took a knife and cut the fried egg into a heart shape. Suk-kyung saw that and felt happier. The two talked about Dr. Cha. Min-soo said he had no resistance to delicious food. One time Min-soo discovered that there was only a little bit of the food he cooked left. He couldn't help but admire Dr. Cha's big stomach. Elsewhere, Dr. Cha discovered that his medicine box was gone. He guessed that it might have fallen into his ex-wife's car during their last meeting. He quickly called Nurse Kim and asked her to help him find it. Not long after, Nurse Kim discovered the medicine box in the car. The medicine inside surprised her. Nurse Kim quickly asked Jong-nam to check the ingredients of the medicine. Jong-nam recalled his conversation with Dr. Cha. He strongly suspected that Dr. Cha had a terminal illness. In the evening, Song-ji also found Ha-jung running away from home. He also gave her a bag of beer. Song-ji told Ha-jung to bring it home to comfort her mother's wounded soul. Suk-kyung was looking for prenatal music in the house. She told Ra-Ra about the past. When she was pregnant, Ha-jung was only 20 years old. Because her husband ran away, Suk-kyung went into a music store alone. Thanks to music, Suk-kyung had the courage to prepare to be a single mother. She was only sad for a moment, then got up and went to cook Ha-jung's favorite dish. Ra-Ra contacted Ha-jung, said that Suk-kyung was preparing a delicious meal. Ha-jung heard that and rushed home. At the dining table, the three of them listened to music and ate happily. The next day, Goo-jin finished his exam and hurriedly went on a date with Ra-Ra. But while Goo-jin was leaving, he was stopped by Jung-geun. Because Jung-geun's car was blocking traffic, Goo-jin had to go with her in the car. Goo-jin drank the coffee she prepared and passed out. Ra-Ra was still patiently waiting for Goo-jin to arrive at the restaurant. At Inpo, when Ha-jung cleaned Ra-Ra's room, she discovered her and Song-yi's wish box. 10 years ago, the two children write their wishes and put them in the box. They promised to give a gift to the person who fulfilled the wish. Now Ha-jung violently broke the box. She discovered that her wish was to marry a certain elementary school friend. Song-yi's wish was to love Ha-jung. As night fell, Song-ji suddenly called Ha-jung. Song-ji told her to go to the hair salon to cut his hair. Ha-jung looked confused but still arrived on time. She discovered that the room was filled with colorful balloons and strings that said, "I love you." The screen started playing a video that Song-ji made. It recorded the little things when the two were together. Ha-jung was touched by his sincerity. She blew out the candles on the cake. This action means that the two of them are officially in love. Then she gently kissed him on the cheek. Ha-jung said that this was a gift for Song-ji to fulfill her wish. Elsewhere, Ra-Ra couldn't wait for Goo-jin, so she went to his gate to check on the situation. Ra-Ra saw Jung-geun bring Goo-jin home and prepare to leave. Jung-geun noticed Ra-Ra's presence, so she immediately mocked Ra-Ra. Then Jung-geun ordered Ra-Ra to break up with Goo-jin. Ra-Ra tried to hold back her annoyance and said that she wouldn't do as Jung-geun wanted. The next day, Jong-nam checked the ingredients of the medicine that Dr. Cha took. Jong-nam said that the medicine was just Dr. Cha's vitamins. Nurse Kim was lucky to see Dr. Cha healthy. At the same time, she lost control of her emotions and burst into tears. Suddenly, the two of them saw Goo-jin enter the director's office. Jong-nam remembered that Goo-jin was the director's son. Jong-nam felt a huge headache because Goo-jin and Ra-Ra were in love after all. Nurse Kim suggested that Jong-nam tell his mother about this. Meanwhile, Ha-jung and Song-ji knew that Goo-jin might be having an affair. They wanted to confirm the credibility of this news. So Ha-jung and Song-ji went to find Min-soo. The two of them used a trick to get him to investigate this matter for free. Not long after, Min-soo and his gang followed Goo-jin. Jung-geun noticed two tall men hiding behind a billboard, so Min-soo was caught red-handed by Goo-jin. Goo-jin thought that Min-soo was sent here by his mother to follow him. At this time, Ra-Ra was uneasy. Under the advice of Dr. Cha, Ra-Ra was about to listen to Goo-jin's explanation before making a decision. Elsewhere, Min-soo secretly took pictures of Goo-jin and Jung-geun. He threw the pile of pictures in front of Ha-jung and Song-ji. Ha-jung was angry and wanted to personally ask why Goo-jin was having an affair, but Min-soo smiled wickedly and said that there is no eternal love. Unexpectedly, Ra-Ra heard everyone's conversation. She saw her lover walking with another girl. Ra-Ra was in a very bad mood. Suddenly, Goo-jin called and asked Ra-Ra to meet at the restaurant. Ra-Ra tried to smile and sat across from Goo-jin, but Ra-Ra's expectations were crushed when Goo-jin suggested breaking up. Ra-Ra was in pain and cried but could not hold on to her lover. Goo-jin walked out of the restaurant. He stood outside the window and stared at Ra-Ra, who was crying. In the end, Goo-jin still resolutely left. The next day, it rained heavily. Yoon-shil saw Goo-jin staying in the room. Meanwhile, Ra-Ra sat in front of the piano and recalled the beautiful times with Goo-jin. Not long after, Ra-Ra's tears were streaming down her face. Suddenly, Ra-Ra received an international call. Ra-Ra found out that it was music teacher Mi-soo. She felt like she had found a place to rest her mind and cried. When Ra-Ra knew that the teacher was about to return to Korea, Ra-Ra deliberately asked for information about the flight to pick her up. The day Mi-soo returned to Korea, Ra-Ra accidentally met Goo-jin at the airport. Jung-geun was walking next to Goo-jin. What made people angry was that Goo-jin pretended not to see Ra-Ra. He calmly walked past her shoulder. Goo-jin went abroad with Jung-geun. Ra-Ra was shocked and muttered Goo-jin's name. At the gate of the international flight, Goo-jin didn't say goodbye to Jung-geun. It turned out that Goo-jin ignored Ra-Ra and his intimate appearance with Jung-geun was just an act. It seemed like he had something to say. On the other side of the airport, Ra-Ra picked up her music teacher. Ra-Ra Ra-Ra happily hugged Misuk. Goo-jun stood from afar and watched Ra-Ra intently. Not long after, Ra-Ra led Misuk to the Ra-Ra playground. Misuk also knew that Ra-Ra had gone through hardships like her father's death. Her benefactor was hospitalized, and her boyfriend broke up with her. Misuk encouraged Ra-Ra to dispel her sadness by playing the piano. A sorrowful sound came from Ra-Ra's fingertips. Misuk felt sympathy and hugged her. Then, amidst everyone's enthusiastic greetings, Suk-kyung finished Misuk's hairdo to welcome Eun-po. In the evening, Ra-Ra expressed her doubts to Misuk. Ra-Ra wondered if Misuk would teach someone with ordinary talent like her without her father's support. Misuk gently said that Ra-Ra was different. Her music could give strength to others. That year, Misuk's husband's business failed, so she was discouraged, but it was Ra-Ra's piano playing that helped her find her smile again. Later, Misuk invited Ra-Ra to the university where she taught to do research. At the same time, Misuk wanted Ra-Ra to be her teaching assistant. Ra-Ra decided to think about it. Since Dr. Cha refused to let Nurse Kim visit, her paranoia had become more and more serious. She suspected that he was hiding women in his house, so Nurse Kim decided to go to his house to find out. Unexpectedly, the person who opened the door was a muscular man wearing a red apron. Min-soo politely brought out the fruit. He said a few words to scare Nurse Kim. Then Min-soo gave out her business card to attract customers, but that plan was ruined by Dr. Cha. Dr. Cha took the medicine box back from Nurse Kim. He used the excuse that he had an appointment with someone else to refuse to have dinner with her. Actually, Ra-Ra had made an appointment with Dr. Cha to discuss whether she should stay at Ra-Ra playground. This place was filled with beautiful memories between Ra-Ra and Goo-jun. Those memories also made her feel miserable. While Ra-Ra was hesitating, Dr. Cha said that the person who bought this house was Goo-jun, not him. It turned out that Goo-jun wanted to take back Ra-Ra playground from Man-bok's son. Goo-jun did not hesitate to promise his mother that he would study medicine. Yoon-shil asked Dr. Cha to buy this house. After Ra-Ra listened to Dr. Cha's analysis, Ra-Ra discovered the reason why Goo-jun broke up. On the other side, Nurse Kim was worried that Ra-Ra would fall in love with Dr. Cha after breaking up with Goo-jun. So Nurse Kim asked Min-soo to secretly follow Ra-Ra. While the two were negotiating the deposit, Ra-Ra and Dr. Cha rushed over. Ra-Ra asked Min-soo to tell her the truth about the photo of Goo-jun cheating. Min-soo had no choice but to reveal that Goo-jun asked him to take fake photos. Min-soo also said that Goo-jun seemed to be having a hard time, so he quickly broke up with Ra-Ra. At this time, Goo-jun was packing his luggage. Yoon-shil looked at him with tearful eyes. It turned out that the last time Goo-jun didn't intentionally miss his appointment with Ra-Ra. He fell into a coma in Jung-geun's car and was taken home. Later, Yoon-shil discovered that Goo-jun had leukemia. Yoon-shil comforted the shocked Goo-jun that nothing would happen. Since Goo-jun didn't want to implicate Ra-Ra, he broke up with her. At this time, Yoon-shil gently told Goo-jun that when he recovered, he could date Ra-Ra. He was his mother's most precious treasure. The two hugged each other tightly. They were both filled with fear for the distant future. Ra-Ra looked at the photo that Min-soo took and felt that the jacket Goo-jun was wearing was a bit familiar. Ra-Ra suddenly remembered that she and Goo-jun had met by chance in the spring of 2019. At that time, Ra-Ra really wanted to buy the only remaining box of watermelon in the store, but the man in front of her also wanted to buy it. Ra-Ra shouted loudly but couldn't, but she realized that she was being rude, so she smiled. The man was Goo-jun. He gave the box of watermelon to Ra-Ra. She was very grateful, but when Ra-Ra paid, she found that her wallet was gone. Goo-jun generously said he would pay Ra-Ra back. It turned out that that was the beginning of Ra-Ra's debt. Ra-Ra now remembered everything. She hurriedly went to find Goo-jun, but she didn't know his new phone number. After Ra-Ra knew that Goo-jun was going to study abroad from his cram school, she rushed to his house. At this time, Goo-jun had already gotten in the car and left. The two of them happened to pass each other. Ra-Ra wasn't focused on walking on the road. She passed by the coffee shop where they first met. Ra-Ra discovered that the shop was called Do Do, Sol Sol, La La Sol. Only then did she know that Goo-jun was her savior. Ra-Ra sent a message to Goo-jun on social media with complicated feelings. She didn't expect him to actually come to the coffee shop. Goo-jun said he fell in love with Ra-Ra at first sight. After the two of them first met at coffee shop, Goo-jun often came here, looking forward to the next meeting. But when Goo-jun met Ra-Ra again at the graduation performance, his friend said he liked Ra-Ra first, so Goo-jun could only hide his feelings deep inside. After Ra-Ra was rejected, Goo-jun told her to go to Eun-po. Because of the traffic accident, the two became even more attached. After a period of contact, the two gradually developed feelings for each other. The piano was bought by Man-bok for Ra-Ra. He knew that the two were seeing each other, so he intentionally signed it as Do Do Sun Sun La La Sun. After that, Goo-jun and Ra-Ra made an appointment to meet. He originally wanted to go to the appointment with Man-bok, but the plan was disrupted by Min-soo. Goo-jun said he didn't want Ra-Ra to discover his identity because Goo-jun had to go to a very far place. He didn't want her to be bound by memories. In the end, Goo-jun couldn't give up on Ra-Ra. He asked his mother to give him 2 days. Goo-jun went with Ra-Ra to the amusement park to play with everyone one last time. As night fell, Goo-jun asked Ra-Ra what punishment she would receive if she didn't practice seriously. Ra-Ra listed many different punishments. Then Ra-Ra personally carried them out. She tiptoed and hugged Goo-jun and quoted what Mi-suk said. As long as a person can endure the painful moment, they will definitely receive a good result. Then Goo-jun expressed his wish for Ra-Ra to wash his hair. He also mentioned the time when they met at Eun-po. However, this time the waiter was Ra-Ra. What surprised Ra-Ra was that Goo-jun suddenly took out the pair of rings that had been prepared in advance. He personally put the rings on her. Goo-jun hoped that Ra-Ra would never take them off. Late at night, Goo-jun lulled her to sleep. Goo-jun looked at the girl in his arms, his heart filled with thoughts. Soon the day of parting arrived. Goo-jun used the excuse of studying abroad to temporarily leave Ra-Ra. The two hugged each other goodbye in front of the security gate. When Goo-jun left, he secretly made up his mind that he would definitely come back to see Ra-Ra one day. Not long after, the Ra-Ra Playground's private social media channel was opened. Goo-jun sent a congratulatory message from his hospital bed, and the Ra-Ra Playground's business was also growing steadily. She bragged to her roommate that she would buy a second piano. People around were sighing that Ra-Ra and Goo-jun were in a passionate love period, but the two were separated in two places. This love was really not easy. Soo-kyung laughed and said that the two of them called each other every day and talked very enthusiastically. The phone was about to explode. Indeed, two people who were passionately in love were always on their phones. It seemed like they wanted to use the phone to shorten the distance. Goo-jun was fighting his illness. He asked Ra-Ra to sing him a lullaby. Goo-jun wanted to receive strength from his lover's voice. Early this morning, the doctor told Ra-Ra the good news that Man-bok had woken up. Ra-Ra rushed to the hospital to visit him. Previously, Mr. Man-bok received the CD that Goo-jun sent. It was his principle to repay a favor. That's why he used Goo-jun's name to give Ra-Ra a piano. Ra-Ra gave Man-bok the letter that Goo-jun left behind. Then Dr. Cha said that Goo-jun asked him to take care of Ra-Ra. Dr. Cha saw that Ra-Ra was happy every day. She even bragged about her and Goo-jun to Dr. Cha. Thanks to that, he was also reassured. Ra-Ra was also getting more and more skillful. Soo-kyung and Ha-jong came home and saw her making kimbap. The three of them suddenly mentioned Goo-jun. Ra-Ra immediately mentioned her sweet love story with Goo-jun. Ra-Ra accidentally said that Ha-jong also had a boyfriend. Ha-jong quickly covered Ra-Ra's mouth with his hand. Ha-jong changed the subject to deceive his mother. The three of them discussed the plan. They wanted to use the name of a Christmas concert to have Ra-Ra propose to Goo-jun. Not long ago, Ra-Ra started filming a video teaching Goo-jun to play the piano. She played 12 rhythms based on the song Avus DJ Maman. They planned to play together in the concert. Ra-Ra asked Jae-min and Dr. Cha to prepare a set list for the concert. Christmas soon arrived under everyone's anticipation. Ra-Ra's friends had gathered all over the house. In the warm room filled with the aroma of food and the Christmas atmosphere, everyone was waiting for Goo-jun to arrive. Snow was falling all over the sky, but he still didn't show up. Goo-jun texted Ra-Ra to report that the snowstorm had delayed the flight. Goo-jun asked Ra-Ra to open the video he had paired. That video would replace Goo-jun's performance with Ra-Ra, so Ra-Ra could only announce the start of the concert. Dr. Cha started playing his piece. His charm radiated around, captivating Nurse Kim. When the piece ended, Nurse Kim even stood up to praise him. Then the genius boy Jae-min also started to play. His hand speed and skillful technique made everyone present there scared. His father was also proud of him. The last piece of music would be played by Ra-Ra and Goo-jun in the video together. The cheerful notes played in the room, and gentle memories appeared in Ra-Ra's mind. After the performance ended, Man-bok knew the truth and tears fell like rain. The people around him all thought that he was moved by Ra-Ra and Goo-jun's sincerity. Man-bok had known for a long time that Goo-jun had leukemia through the letter he sent at Goo-jun's request. Man-bok only kept it a secret from Ra-Ra. After the concert ended, Ra-Ra returned to the redecorated Ra-Ra playground. Ra-Ra told Mimi about the anticipation that Goo-jun brought. Unexpectedly, Yoon-shil came here. Her face was very not good. She spoke nonsense that was not clear at all. Ra-Ra suddenly felt that something might have happened to Goo-jun. However, Yoon-shil tearfully said that Goo-jun was seriously ill and would not be able to come here anymore. Ra-Ra found it hard to believe that Goo-jun would just die, but Ra-Ra was told that today's performance video was recorded a month ago. She held the returned double cup and a pre-written letter. Ra-Ra cried in pain without making a sound. Everyone who received the news of his death was extremely sad. Soo-kyung and Ha-jong hugged each other and cried loudly. Song-ji recalled the last conversation between him and Goo-jun. Dr. Cha also cried loudly because of Goo-jun's death. Ra-Ra sat alone on the mountaintop and cried loudly. In the letter, Goo-jun asked her to forget him and live a new life, but that deep feeling had seeped into Ra-Ra's bones. How could she forget it so easily? 5 years later, in Ra-Ra's playground, there were many more piano books and trophies, but the biggest change was the addition of a child. Mimi was also promoted to aunt. After talking to the child's father, Ra-Ra happily went out. In Soo-kyung's house, Ha-jong and his wife were arguing, but after Ra-Ra brought the child in, they immediately stopped. The child's father carried his daughter into the living room. The young couple argued, and everyone quickly reconciled. The banquet table was filled with laughter. The atmosphere was very lively. Ra-Ra said she was honored to join this big family. Everyone also praised Ra-Ra for becoming the most famous piano teacher in Yunpo. She also trained a musical genius, Jae-min. He has now gone to Germany. Jae-min will definitely become a famous pianist in the future. Soo-kyung suddenly mentioned Goo-jun and Man-bok with sympathy. She told Ra-Ra not to forget those two people. Under everyone's advice, Ra-Ra raised her glass to celebrate. She raised her cup to thank this beautiful time. Nurse Kim, who had been pursuing her for 5 years, finally moved Dr. Cha. He gave her a potted plant and said that they could take care of it together in the future, so they became a beautiful couple again. The two hugged each other affectionately. The next day, Ra-Ra played a song dedicated to Goo-jun. She also missed him in her heart. Suddenly, a figure appeared outside the Ra-Ra playground. It was Goo-jun returning. He quickly ran to the door and stopped to fix his clothes. Goo-jun walked in, both worried worried and excited. Ra-Ra looked at Goo-jin, rubbing his eyes with disbelief. Then she excitedly ran to hug him. Finally, this pair of lovers with a difficult fate met. On the mountaintop, Ra-Ra punched Goo-jin. She asked him, feeling wrong, why he didn't come back sooner. Goo-jin smiled indulgently and said that he had to be patient until he fully recovered. Maybe because his condition worsened at that time. Goo-jin lied to Ra-Ra that he had died. Unexpectedly, Goo-jin's illness was cured. Under the bright starlight, they shared a sweet kiss. That kiss was like a key to keep the other person by their side forever. Today's movie ends here. See you again in the next videos.